Let's go, grinders. Hit that like button. We are starting at a gaming grindhouse.
Riding high on iron steed.
Let's go, grinders. Hit that like button. We are starting at a gaming grindhouse.
Shadows deep where heroes tread. New world rising from the dead. Steel and honor in my hand, claiming glory on this land. Cavalry beneath the sun, kingdoms fall one by one. Dawn breaks with the dragon's roar, legends writ forevermore. Shield of valor in the fight, clash of swords through darkest night. Echoes of the past resound in every city we confound. Armies clash with fiery might, destiny in every fight.
It's coming.
Brotherhood and treachery written into history. New horizon yet to find, guided by a faint hand wide. Steel and honor in my hand, claiming glory on this land. Cavalry beneath the sun, kingdoms fall one by one. Brotherhood and treachery written into history. New horizon yet to find, guided by a fate entwined. Steel and honor in my hand, claiming glory on this land. Cavalry beneath the sun, kingdoms fall one by one. By one.
Yo, grinders, what's up? How you doing? It's here, the gaming grindhouse. We're open. We are open for business. Shout out to everybody waiting in the rooms. That is for some Kingdom Come Interface 2. That's coming out later this evening. That's right, Corey. I will be getting it, and I will be playing it, and I'll play for more than after tonight, just to prove you wrong.
25. It's coming.
That's right.
Xbox, no.
No Phil mess up your ass. Here we go. Twisted Sin with the 2. He goes X blocks.
Where the box is in the name.
Blocks is in the name. Thank you, Twisted Sin. Shout out to you. And Wana with the 2. He says pre-show super hot, super chat hype train. Let's friggin' go. That's right. Damn right we'll go. Thank you, Wana. He started that train going. And damn, Econic Games with the 5 memberships. Bomb in the house. Holy crap on me. Here he goes. Thank you.
Thank you for the VIP membership.
Oh yeah.
It's for harder than the internet. Thank you It's harder than the feeling that bomb.
Raphael, woo! We gonna call him Woo. We got him Woo in the house. Tom Murphy, Brandon Johnson, Gundam 617. Thank you so much for those VIPs, man. You use those emojis. I've been working hard on those emojis. We are getting there. We still have some time to get to those emojis, but we got to go. I'm going to show you what you're working for. We're doing the Xbox glaze. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the next emoji, the glaze. Oh, man, we're going to put Phil's face on this one when we get that emoji going. But we're doing that one, or we're doing the think. Either one. We're going to do either one, but that's the next emoji that we're working towards with these members that we're going there. Oh, man. Corey says, I'm not going to like Kingdom Come. And dude, it's Kingdom Come. Emphasis on the come. Pause. It's Kingdom Come. Damn. How do you not like Kingdom Come? And 2. It's 2. He says, I may play it more time, but I'm forcing it. Really? Why? I played Kingdom Come 1. I came 1. I could go Come 2. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. What's going on here?
Where the box is in the name.
Box. The box. All right, I'll send you the bill if I don't like it. You give me the refund. Yo, what's up, everybody? Neil, how you doing? Dog Zone, yeah, boy, wanna, Log Hog. Corey Massey in the house, Steady Flow. How you doing? Damn, see, wanna says he's coming. He can't stop. You can see my old face. This is gonna be me playing Kingdom Come 2. There it is. Oh shit, there I am. Put the kids to bed.
Xbox, no.
That's me playing Kingdom Come. There's the glaze. I'm gonna have It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Dude, I need to have that. Everybody needs to have that. Listen, this guy.
25. It's coming.
Please. This is the best meme of ever. You could use it anywhere. You could use it in the bedroom.
25. It's coming.
You could use it when you're excited about a game.
25. It's coming.
You could do it when you can do it anywhere. This works everywhere. I need like a sound clip. This is the second coming. That's right, Crooked Vulture. How can you not like Kingdom coming in your face? Oh, coming too. Come too. Man, it is versatile. Thrifty, we use it all the time. Speaking of it, we got a panel tonight, Grinders. If you haven't seen, this ain't the one-man show tonight. We have FROGZ in the house. What's up, FROGZ? How you doing?
Man, I'm ready for this conversation.
Oh, he's ready.
Ready for it.
FROGZ has been cooking. You want to talk about devs cooking, dude? I'm telling you right now, FROGZ has been cooking right now. He got all the barbecue going. He's ready to rock in this one because he's like, yo, I've been talking about this thing for a long time, and it's finally reared its head. And then shout out to Thrifty in the house. How you doing, man?
What is up, dude? I am just like I am so freaking ready for this topic tonight, for these things tonight. Oh my lord, it's been a hell of a weekend.
Oh man, it's been a hot mess and hot topics. It's been crazy. Just the pivots and all the stuff like we talked about last week and Friday, and it's just watching the people spin-a-rooney. I feel like I'm watching wrestling 24/7 with goddamn Booker T in the middle of the ring with all the spin-a-roonies that are going on here. They're like. Exclusives don't matter. Put your games everywhere. Oh, they're Sega, but they're not Sega. But I love them. I love Phil. Oh my God, they're like screaming his name. It's just like, dude, let it go. Let it go. It's still. He's right. What he said was. What he meant was. What I'm talking about was. I'll tell you what I meant was. I touched Phil. Phil told me. I'm spreading the word. Oh my God. Please. You know what? We're gonna start off with just one thing. Out of all the things that need to go, it's not the Xbox console. It's the goddamn Microsoft executive team. Phil Glorious Maximus Assimus Spencer should have been out in the streets. Because without him, people will see he is like Leslie Nielsen in front of a burning Xbox, and he's just standing there like this. He waving his hands, and he's like, it's like, get him away. Let them see the shit burning down.
Dude, he's a naked gun, man. That's what it is, a naked gun.
He is.
Dude, every time he talks, he just lies.
The ultimate
This
deflector,
man just
dude.
lies.
He's the ultimate
Just
deflector.
he lies about everything. We've been saying this for years. He needs to go. But he lies.
Listen, if he goes,
Yeah.
this is not even on topics, but I was just thinking about if he went, who could they latch onto? Then nothing. You got to face the facts as to what's happening with Xbox. But because Phil talks, what he said was, what he meant was, what I think he's going to say was, and they latch onto him. And that's what they've been doing for the last decade.
Yep.
It's been latching onto him while he's been making you wait for games, do all this crap. And he's the one that's just sitting there and basking in the glory, signing autographs, signing people's shirts, tattooing their ass, taking it out the fan fest, like all this shit, whining and dining them, going on their interviews, interview me, look what I can say, and just basically like feeding into liking him as the brand, like he is it. And that's the craziest part about it. Like he is the ultimate deflector. But like,
and it's funny you mentioned that, like,
dude. Oh, again, sorry, I was gonna say Delta Victor Bravo. He's using my sound bites. He says like this. He goes, I gotta wait. Hold on, I gotta say this one. Where is it? He says, "Oh my god, the scene that thing is he is the Naked Gun. Where's my Where's my blind man? What? Holy crap. Oh, anyway, get thrifty. I'm sorry. Here it is.
Like a blind man at an orgy, I was going to have to feel things out.
Phil Drebin. Dude, this Phil Drebin. There he is. That's Phil Spencer walking into Xbox headquarters.
Like a blind man at an orgy.
It's just crazy that Phil comes out, gives his little press tour, and then as he's given that press tour, he gets asked these questions by Destin and by Paris, and they ask these what seem like hard questions. And now, looking back, all it was prep. That's all it was.
It was.
He gave the bad news. He let it get out. He let every channel in the world talk about it. And then Forza gets announced, and we're like, oh, now it all makes sense. This is why you told Destin what you did. This is why you were the way you were with Perrin. Or Paris.
Exactly.
Oh,
Phil Spencer had one night in Paris. Oh, shit.
Xbox, no.
Oh, shit. That's why you got the yellow chair.
Against the bed.
Where the box is in there.
Oh, no. I did not just say that out loud, man. Oh, no, not like this. Oh, no. Anyway.
It's coming.
Phil Spencer's like, I'm going to do one night in Paris. Oh,
It's coming.
Oh, no. Anyway, holy crap. Speaking of coming, it's coming. We got Kingdom Come Deliverance in your face too. Anyway, I didn't say that. That's the subtitles. Listen, this game is coming out. It's coming. It's always coming. And they have done the breakdown of this game. So we're going to share screen and we're going to watch our good friends over at Digital Dumbfounded Foundry review and talk about the performance of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Horse Studios returns with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
And it's getting really
The
good
next
reviews
chapter-
as well, by the way. It's doing really well review-wise. It's like in the 90s. And yeah, so let's see what they got to say here.
Of course, PS5 Pro. Inputting
Pro.
the last-gen PS4 and Xbox One systems aside, the team is able to better focus its efforts on optimizing for a beautiful recreation of early 15th century Czech Republic on these 4 platforms, in each case realizing virtual acres of dense woodlands and bustling towns. Ahead of KCD2's release on the 4th of February then, I'm taking a preview look at how the 4 console versions stack up. How do their visuals compare? In particular,
Look at this. Look at I can just see the visuals. I don't need this guy to talk. You can just see the right side on the Pro and the left side on the performance mode, man.
looking at the PS5 Pro upgrades next to base PS5. Also, do all platforms hold a rock-solid 60 frames per second?
The mystery is solved, guys. You see the mystery? PS5 performance mode's in 60, the Pro's in 60, and look. Why not booster themselves Xbox Series X and S sharing the love at 53 frames per second? Why? Remember Phil said you got to define the platform by its capabilities? Well, Phil, I give you exhibit A, B, C, D, and F. Here it is. Look at this.
in their
Why is the green line below the blue lines, Phil? Why?
That's where it's been for the past 2 generations.
Why are you always sucking? This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Why, Phil? You're going to choose. Because remember, now I think since Phil Spencer has opened his goddamn mouth and said, now it's not about the games that choose the device. It's about the device capabilities is why you're going to select that device. Remember, that's his quote. That's what he told Dusty Bin right before they started baking oatmeal cookies. This is what he said. The capabilities of the device. Well, here it is, Phil. Here are your capabilities. Look at this. Thrifty, you see this stuff?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing it. This is pathetic. There's no other way to say it. Like, somebody in the chat just said, Delta Victor Bravo said, I want that juicy 53 frames per second. Like, it's bad when this is the base PS5 is beating the Series X.
Yeah, right?
Remove the Pro from the conversation.
Right, exactly.
The base is beating your base. That's
and there's a reason why. There's a reason why, and this is what I don't like about these YouTube or so-called social media influencers. They never tell the truth. These guys don't sit there and ask Phil the hard questions. It's all scripted. They ask him dumbfounded things instead of asking him directly what the fans want to hear. And then when you say things like, look, if this console can't, do what it needs to do this generation, what's the point of having the hardware? And now everybody wants to play this cool, but I can't stand people who are like, well, I'm not console warring. It's not about console warring. It's about there's a hardware issue over it. There's a problem with Microsoft's hardware and the way they're structured, and there's a problem with their leadership in the business and the way they do business over there. And they made a big mistake when they bought the Series S. And I think their thought process was, hey, we'll bank on, a Switch kind of mentality. Like, if we have the lowest common denominator and we can run these games here, and all else fails this generation, we can make a handheld freaking kind of Switch type of Xbox device, and maybe it'll do better. And we'll because they're the kind of company, they're not creative in anything. They're kind of one of those companies like, hey, if we can't innovate, we'll just steal an idea and say, hey, look, we did this. They're just that kind of company. And the S was a big mistake. The S was a big mistake. They should have poured more resources to the X.
It was a short-term view.
And it's sad, with 32 million consoles sold, which is another sad thing. Out of 80% of those consoles or more are Series S's. I don't know what their end goal was in this console generation where they thought like the Series S was a really good idea. And they really did. I don't get it.
Phil told us that their studios and their developers are more poised to capture the new emerging handheld market where devices cannot have that higher performance and where devices have to rely and are restricted on battery life. And so their developers, because they've been building for the S, not for the X, keep pointing that interview, because they've been building for the S, they're more poised to be ready to attack this next generation of gaming. He thinks it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
He needs to be fired.
I got this. Here's the thing of what's coming out here for the Deliverance too. So they got native resolutions. Here we go. I got it on the screen now. Series S is at 1080 with a frame rate target of 30 frames. Upscaler, nada. Then the PS5 and the PS5 and the Series X have a fidelity mode at 1440p, 30 frames, AMD FSR upscale to 4K. Then the PS5 and Series X have performance modes, 1080p, 60 frames, unlocked with VRR, upscaled. And then here comes the difference, the PS5 Pro. I said that this thing was going to be the gift that keeps on giving. It's going to be something that is going to rear. They tried to say there's no reason to upgrade when there wasn't the new games coming out and it was just up and doing better with older games. Well, this is get ready because it's going to be a long goddamn year until Microsoft releases something. You got the Pro sitting at 2304, 1296 with 60 frames. You're talking about you're going from 1080p to 1296 with 60 frames with the PSSR upscale. This is going to be the thing that's going to keep happening. Every single game that comes out, the Pro is going to merge higher resolutions with better frame rates. And you're going to get your peanut butter and your jelly. And that is the whole purpose of the PS5 Pro's existence. And you could play your performance mode at 60 frames with dealing with a higher resolution, not at 1080p, and having it doing the PSSR on top of that 1296 resolution. This is the whole point of the Pro. And it's like it's crazy to think that all these three consoles, these four consoles are in the same generation, because look at Series S. You choose based on the capabilities of the device. Well, look at that. There's no performance mode on the S. No 60 frames on the S. Meanwhile, they market the thing as a 1440p 60 box, or whatever the hell they want to call it.
Yeah, they marketed it as a 1440p 120 box, actually.
They 120 in some cases.
Yeah, they said this thing was going to hit 120, 1440p. This is sad, because, you know, it's selling like hotcakes well, let me phrase that. It's selling in perspective better than the Series X, but a lot of people are just buying it because they invested in the Xbox One generation last go around. So they're like, hey, I'm all digital, I'm all in on this thing. And it's just, when you look at the numbers, it's kind of a sad thing. When you just look at the numbers, we know where third party is going to sell. Particularly it's going to sell on PlayStation. That, right? And it's kind of even a thing with people who play on PCs. The mass majority of the time, most games, for the most part, not all of them, but for the most part, we know that they're going to sell on PlayStation. It's not going to be PC. It's not going to be Xbox. PC guys will argue that most of the games are selling on PlayStation, not even PC. When you look at the biggest and the best titles, they're selling on PlayStation, not even selling. So PC is not even a market that you got to say. And I think, the overwhelming factor, I've heard a lot of people say, your Dustin Laguerre's, your freaking, your freaking Danger Zone guy is everybody should just go to PC next generation if there's no reason to be on. And I'm like, you're stupid. If everything was day and date and PC was a common factor, gaming would die. And the reason gaming would die, you need gaming consoles in the gaming space. Gaming would die if everything is just on PC day and date, and that's the preferred way to play. Gaming would die if there were no consoles. You need a Nintendo, you need an Xbox, you need a PlayStation. I think Microsoft got it wrong. I think that, when you look at the market, PC gaming is way too expensive to get the performance you think you need, and these people talking about the PS4 Pros and the Series X, and I look at the PC side too, and they're wrong. When you're talking about what people are playing at, people aren't playing at native 4K on PC. The mass majorities. That's why they're getting these cheap graphics cards. We're talking about the de facto common, the ones and twosies that are like 50, 80s, and there's no return. You might as well stay in your 30 series at this point, or maybe a 40 series at this point, because there's no return. So when I hear people say, well, PC is the de facto end all be all, it's not.
Yeah.
Because the mass majority of your big games don't sell on PC.
And
they sell on PlayStation.
One other thing I was thinking about too, because I go back and forth with PC and stuff. Everybody thinks like PC is the final destination. Like,
it's not.
It's not. You could be fed up.
You need consoles out there.
Yeah, and you could be fed up with the PC experience and some of the things games not running, and just want something to sit back and play.
Jazz, you know what it goes back to, Sam?
Like, it's not the end.
When PlayStation games got to PC, and people say, "Man, why isn't this game?" If Spider-Man came, it would sell day and date. No, it wouldn't. It would sell better on PlayStation than PC. PC gamers don't play those type of games, and I think that PlayStation is starting to realize that PC gamers don't play these type of games.
They're just pulling it over and making some extra money on the thing and trying to open up. But my whole thing
is the outlier is Helldivers is the only outlier we heard about. Uncharted, Last of Us, Spider-Man, God of War, all these games came to PC and didn't make a comparison as far as sales. They made no dent, and that's because PC gamers don't really play these type of games in the droves that you're going to see on a console. It's a different market.
And look,
I don't think that, and I think that's what hurt Microsoft when they said PC day and date. They were bringing games to the PC market that they really weren't playing, with the outliers being like a Halo or Master Chief Collection. Realistically, people aren't really
But
playing
you
these
also
type
remember,
of games.
Microsoft
That
has a
market
vest-
is different.
Microsoft has a vested interest in PC. Like they have the operating system. So like to them, it's like, you know, if we sell a Windows PC in lieu of an Xbox, like at least it's something. It's still in the Windows, it's still in the Microsoft house. Sony don't give a crap about how many PCs are sold or anything like that. They care about how much of their product is sold on Steam. Microsoft has a vested interest. If people are going to go buy a PC and play these games, that's a Windows device. That's a Microsoft device.
And me and you said this years ago that market, when people who are playing on console start bringing PC into conversation, that's a whole different market. You can't really negate both of the same and say, oh, they're the same. They're totally different markets. So if Spider-Man comes to place and it sells 20 million, you can't expect Spider-Man to come to PC and sell 20 million. It's not it's not the same market.
Well, yeah.
PC gamers aren't looking for games like that. You know, most of the people who are going to buy Spider-Man, they're going to do the crazy things like the mods and Spider-Man has wings and all that. They're really not I don't expect Spider-Man to sell 20 million on PC. I don't expect God of War to sell 20 million on PC. Maybe a game like Gran Turismo may move numbers and sell a good maybe 1 or 2 million, but I don't even expect that to sell 20 million because you got so many other racers on PC that the racing community is saying this is the game that we play. Assetto Corsa is the game we play on PC. So I just look at the market as different. And if PlayStation says, you know what, we're going to stop these PC projects, it's not a bad thing because Microsoft has lost their identity by putting their games everywhere, putting them on PC day and date. It made people think it was going to be better and gamers win. No, what happened is the small audience of PC gamers won, but it hurt your console business overall because people started saying, why do we need the console?
It wasn't just putting their games on PC. It was the fact that they had a lack of games and a lack of quality of their games. It was always, I'm sorry. It's like, it wasn't just putting it on PC. Like that assisted it, but the fact that they didn't have that kind of cadence of games and it was excuses and delays and quality at day one.
I agree.
That hurt them the most. And
Jez,
I just wanted to show you this picture. Look at this picture here. This is the perfect example why the Pro, like look at the trees in the background and look that you're getting the performance mode at 60 frames. And I don't know if it's coming through on the stream, but like you could see the trees,
I see it.
The horse's tail hair and stuff like that. You could see better, sharper details and you're getting that performance. This is why the Pro exists. Like this is an example. This is why
it's a convenient upgrade, and people have to understand.
Even the grass and trees.
Console gaming is just convenient, and it's nothing wrong with stands. You know, like I don't think I'll ever be a PC gamer. Like I like console gaming. I like the convenience of picking up something, pressing a button and playing. I don't really want to go through the resources of trying to build a PC, and I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on just a graphics card alone and I got to build a PC. I'm not. If I'm going to do that, I'd just rather go invest in something else. I'd rather go buy a nice car.
Let me get Easy Tone with the 5. He goes, but why choose better hardware when you could choose a Fire Stick? Oh damn, Easy Tone, easy.
And
who wants to play this on a Fire Stick? Can you? Nope.
I do. Yes, I do think going forward, you're going to see a lot of things that, and I think Microsoft's whole thing now is like, shit, we made this S. It's not that powerful. Guess what? When this Nintendo Switch 2 comes out and it's PS4 Pro or whatever it's gonna be, power, who knows?
The S looks like I can't.
It's kind of like, okay, well now we can it'd be easier to support these games, and what if we just do the same thing? I think that's their mentality at this point. They know that they can't sell hardware, so. Look, we can't sell the hardware. We'll just sell our software anywhere, and we'll keep making hardware because we're $1 trillion company. It doesn't hurt us,
Frog, look at these differences. My God, it's crazy. The S looks like a last-gen console. What did they think in the next couple of years?
It looks really bad.
Just rest of this year. Like I saw how bad it looked in Indiana Jones with Jank. But look at this. Like it looks like the Series S looks like, oh yeah, this is last gen's console. Like it is struggling. It's fighting for its life. Like you can't even decipher those leaves in the background. Everything looks blurry. And this is their fidelity mode. There's only one mode on the S. This is your only way to play this game.
Right.
There's no shopping filter, nothing.
And Jez, as the generation goes on and on with gaming consoles,
like,
developers get better and better and better making these games on these consoles. They're
It's
not
not
doing
fair.
better in
It's-
the
dude,
S. They
look
can't.
at-
They're making
look
better
at-
games, and the S just can't do it. That's
Frog,
why
look at
you're
this
not
image of
getting
the tent. You can see all the textures in both the PS5 and the Series X, and that S is sitting there. And Phil Spencer said with a straight face, he said, like, "Oh no, we're not going to drop the S. Not required."
This
for
hurts
the S.
them.
Dude.
This hurts them.
Like, what are you thinking?
That's
about?
why
Look
they don't
at
have
this.
games like Black Myth. That's why they don't. There's certain games that just don't have
There's
on
no
their
performance
console.
mode in this either.
You know, and we can all sit here and say the S doesn't hurt. You can listen to Phil Spencer. He can say the S doesn't hurt. It hurts. You know,
Oh
that
my God!
parody
Look at the
falls that
popping
he
in
doesn't
the
want to
back.
drop.
Holy crap!
That's hurting them.
Look at the
And they
popping.
and
Hold on,
solely
them
they
section of
deserve
trees
it
jumped in the
because
back. The shadows.
yeah, they solely deserve this. This is something they did to themselves. They shot their own freaking leg
And what's
off.
crazy, Frog, is that the S didn't go down in price. It went up in price because they added more memory. It's like a $350 now, that S. It went
That's
up in
ridiculous.
price because they put
I
another
don't understand
they put a
who bu-
terabyte in there.
I don't
400
understand
it's
why
at.
people are buying it.
Boosters.
But you know,
350.
hey, great marketing on
Look at
them.
this.
Hey, it's cheap. Get Gamepass. That game looks horrible.
Yo,
That
is
looks
crazy.
horrible. You know,
And
this
let's see
is
if it
gonna
holds
hurt
its
them in
frame
the
rate.
long
Let's
run.
see. Let's see. Here's performance modes. Well, that's through the Pro. Here we go. Oh, there we go. And let me hear let's just hear what he has to say with these performance modes because we could see the graphics. Let's see a performance.
Reveals
I just
Series
want to
X
see when
I'm gonna hear what he
GTA
has to
6
say.
comes
Yeah,
out high
and more
runs.
consistent drops.
That's
under
gonna be the
65
uh,
hold on,
hertz.
Frog. Let me see
And
what he
the
has to
stealth
say
segment
here.
here.
Let's
Later
see.
stress points, however, do reveal Series X suffering the greater
Well,
in a
Series X.
convincingly
Wait,
robust
hold on.
experience. It's good news too that PS5 Pro hands in a broadly equivalent experience in hitting that 60 FPS line on its default mode, while an early Castle Siege battle also runs with only the briefest of blips on Series X here. Later stress points, however, do reveal Series X suffering the greater and more consistent drops under 60 by comparison. An early stealth segment in the swamps, for example, has Series X drop into the 50 to 60 FPS range, while base PS5 and PS5 Pro tend to keep their heads above water at 60. Perhaps more tellingly, a dream sequence puts all three consoles through their paces, where again, Series X takes the biggest drops to the 50 FPS line. Base PS5, by comparison, comes out with the smoother, closer lock at 60, while PS5 Pro falls in between the two. It's worth mentioning adaptive VSync is used on all three consoles, causing an occasional flash of screen tearing right at the top of the display, which is factored into the frame rate reading here.
Why the hell is the X suffering? Like, I don't get it. Why is he saying that the X...
PS5 hits the 30 FPS line with little issue this way.
Dude, let's see his
Perhaps
verdict.
its greatest success is in offering a viable 60 frames per second option on PS5, PS5 Pro and Series X, while also letting us go above that on supporting VRR displays. It's also heartening to see that PS5 Pro's extra horsepower plus PSSR upscaling technology are well utilized in this case. The result for Pro users is a smart fusion of PS5's performance and fidelity modes, combining 60 FPS gameplay and higher visual settings in one mode.
There
On
you
the
go. And what did Sony say? That's exactly why the Pro exists. That's right, Anthony Dixon.
side,
What's up, man?
Xbox Series S is facing more obvious cutbacks,
Oh.
with the fixed 30 FPS, the limited 1080p upscale, and the dropped visual settings are a disappointment. In the run-up to the game's 4th of February release, it's the platform where I'm hoping to see the most improvement, whereas the other three consoles hand in a much more worthy take on Warhorse Studios' long-gestating sequel. But that's all from me today.
Damn. So there you go. So the S is the booster yet again, and the Pro is exactly what Sony said. That's exactly what the guy said. There's no what he meant was. There was no let me tell you what Sony means was. He says you get the best of the performance mode and the best of the fidelity mode in a nice peanut butter and jelly, and that's what's going to happen. And that's what's going to happen as the console continues. That's it. That was the existence of it. It's not a next gen console. It's there to bring the two together, and that's what it did. So there you go. And S again has no performance mode. Struggles, fights for its life. Pop in, blurry trees, missing foliage. Fill the lawnmower man Spencer at it again, and get ready because get ready. I'm just saying get ready because This is
This
not
is
the
sad,
end.
man.
It is.
It's sad. I think it's sad because if I'm not
You're my
mistaken,
#1
last
customer.
generation, even though the Xbox One X could run games at 4K, the Pro still ran the game better. They
It did.
still ran it, and I don't know what's going on with their hardware, how they're making it. You know, because there were a lot of games I remember on. I had a Pro and I had an Xbox One X, and I was like, "Hey, man, this looks better." But the Pro always ran it better. It was saying a
smoother on
lot
the
frame
Pro.
rate. Yeah, and I was like, "What's going on here?" There were very few games where I was like, the Xbox One X had the advantage last gen, and then going to this gen, they talked this big game, the most powerful, this and that. I don't think the teraflop numbers really mattered. I think it's just the way Cerny is just a genius at the way he develops PlayStation systems. Sony, the smartest thing they did was let Mark Cerny and his engineering team go in there and do the PS4 and PS5. This guy's a genius at what he does, and man, you know, it's just like, damn, I wish this guy was there. You know, when PS3 was around, and you know, because we
Would
probably
fix that
wouldn't have
thing.
an Xbox. But the fact of the matter is, like, what is going on here when you have this $1 trillion company? You got some smart guys working over there. I don't know what's going on with these guys. I just
do.
don't know. I don't
have
get
no
it.
clue. And then here are the
Gandalf lost
reviews.
his magic.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, sorry.
I don't get it.
I said Gandalf lost his magic.
Oh damn, yo! I don't know what that dude's working on right now. I think all of them, what Phil was saying, like I think all of them are trying to work on this Xbox app, like, and that's what they're trying to work on. Like I've predicted it so many times before. Like I'm telling you, they are going to do an Xbox revision to that app. They're going to have some sort of overlay, and they're going to kind of hype it up with the upgrade to Windows 12. And they're going to then eventually probably put it on Windows ARM devices and try to get people to make ARM the
Hey,
shit
Jez,
on ARM.
you said
That's
the
what they're
key
doing.
word. More Windows and Xbox and Xbox
Oh,
and Xbox.
yeah, like, that's what everybody's
yeah.
saying. Like Steam is coming to Xbox.
Here
No,
we go
Steam's not
again.
coming to Xbox. They are making a Windows PC with an Xbox overlay. Xbox is going
Yep.
to PC. That's the definition.
There
It's
you
not
go.
Steam is coming to Xbox. They're not. They will make. Listen, Phil has said already with this console's future, they will make probably a Series X, maybe with more memory and maybe more memory storage and maybe a boosted goddamn basically graphics card or graphics to it. I think they will make one more, but listening to the way they're going, first off, and we'll get into it later on about what the fallout is of this thing. But secondly, the thing is, just because they're making hardware doesn't mean they're gonna that they're still doing it. Like Nokia phones, they still supported Windows Phone for about a year or two, and they came out with a whole slew of devices after they said that they wrapped it up, just to kind of like ease that transition off. Like, so don't just say, oh, they're making another console, Xbox is still in it. It's like, dude, they listen to what they're saying. And listen to what they've been doing. They did no bundles. They did nothing to get people to buy the console. This was the first holiday, and they lost all that sale. Like they lost all those numbers in the holiday. And when you at least should have a bump, and they lost, and they're expecting more and more. They look it right in the face, going, "We're losing the console. It's done. It's done." They're trying to let that thing just fade out. And they may do one more just to kind of pacify that transition, but that doesn't mean that they're coming back like, 360 style, like fading out an Xbox and coming in 360 style. Like they are, that is a vestigial device. And also by putting these games over there, we'll get into it, but let me get back to Kingdom Come. Here, look at the all platforms. PC got 50 credit, Frog, this is your thing, 50 critic reviews on PC. PS5 got 43 critic reviews, and Xbox got 10. How do you like that? Where did they send those copies? Again, Xbox got 10, and I'm assuming the Xbox ones, let me click on them. Before I even click on them, it's Xbox the Ocho, Xbox Mondo, Xbox Univision, Xbox Television. Let's see who they are. Xbox Generation, there it is. Gamer no. Oh shit.
Xbox, no. Field that.
Pure Xbox, pure shit. We got, who else got one? Press Start Australia got one. Sonos has Xbox. The Xbox Hub. Game Pro Germany, feel bad for them. They got to review it there. Xbox Achievements, Xbox Era, and Xbox Oxygen. That's a new one. Who the hell are they? Somebody give Xbox some oxygen.
They're a breath of fresh air,
Dude,
Jez.
the only people that reviewed Kingdom Come was the Xbox websites. That's it. Everybody else in the world reviewed it on PC or PlayStation. Yo, they got 10 people holding it down over there, dude. It's a they got 10. Dude, they got 10 websites holding it down over there. Oh, not like this. Well, I gotta get Swallow Pony Juice. Oh, damn. Put Swallow Pony Juice in the house. What did he say? He says with the Seek 100, he goes, in the early 80s, people and a majority of the gaming space was working on getting arcade cabinet game performance into homes. That's right. Like with the Neo Geo Swallow. That's right. Neo Geo and all that stuff. They actually put it in the homes. Xbox with Kinect, Gamepass, TV just made some devastating decisions. And you're right. So that's a lot of the stuff that's happening now has been all self-inflicted. Yes, there was a little bit of Sony poking with some time exclusivity, with getting some things like from Bethesda early on, with what is that, the Death Loop and things like that, and buying some time exclusivity, Final Fantasy stuff like that. Sony was just poking. Like a lot of this stuff has just been bad management and bad decisions. And I'm telling you, we could go back and talk about all the missteps and the pivots, but the problem has been the lack of games. Like they have had and when games came out after they were delayed, they still were not ready. And that compiled onto just their messaging and missteps and misquotes and doing all these different things. It just compiled and it lost confidence in buying their product. And we'll get into that because that is one of the major topics here that we'll get into. But overall, I was looking at some of the reviews here for Kingdom Come back to Kingdom Come here. Listen, I played a little bit of the first game. I enjoyed it. I liked it. But I'm kind of in the mood right now for one of these type of games right now. And I was looking forward to this game, looking forward to it when I saw some of the previews of it. I watched a couple of the diaries, the dev things that they had, and it definitely looks like it's one of these very emergent kind of, a lot of choice in your things. I remember with the first game, there was a lot of kind of, the dialogue was a lot, like you could change a lot of different things. Like there's a lot of impact in there. So I'm definitely interested in this one, and I'm going to be getting it. Man, Windows Central, the bootleg gave it 100. Game Rant. It's those who appreciate a RPG lean into simulation rather than spectacle. Kingdom Come 2 is a standout experience, one that's best approached with patience and an eagerness to embrace its historical authenticity and realism. It may not cater to every type of player. I'm willing to give it a chance because I'm kind of feeling in the mood here with this. I don't know, FROGZ, what did you think? Or Thrifty, what did you think? You getting this, Thrifty? Are these up your alley?
I played the first.
No,
I played the first
there
one.
you go. Sorry, FROGZ, the lead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I played the first one. It was an interesting game. I'm gonna wait. There's some other games I want going into the year.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see.
Yeah, Thrifty, what about you? What do you think about it?
No, man, I'm out.
You're
Like
out?
my buddy had the I know myself, and it does a couple things that I just don't like. First person for one.
The first
Two, it's
person
slow combat.
Yeah.
And like I can't get past those. A buddy of mine though, platinum the first one. He got a PS5 the day that they announced Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because he wasn't going to play it anywhere else. He was like, I need to get it. This was his game. So like I've heard about it a lot. And I'm actually excited for the studio. I hope they have a breakout hit on their hands. I think it's great. It's just, I know myself as a gamer, and it'd be a game that I played for 5 minutes and then threw it away.
Yeah, see, that's I'm feeling that getting this game now. Like I'm almost halfway done with Ninja Gaiden Black 2. And I saw some of the combat in here. I agree, like some of that first person combat there, but I did like Chivalry 2. Like I know that was that had kind of some first person combat here, and I do like knights and things like that. And I've been waiting for this kind of like Oblivion style type game, Elder Scrolls type stuff. So like I'm feeling if I get this
might
now,
be what you want then.
at least.
So you're not going to get a Val?
Oh. Well, I'll try Val. I don't know. Avowed is more like I'm just not. It does. I don't know. I think Avowed looks good in still shots, like in screenshots and stuff like that. But in motion, the enemy stuff, like it looks awkward. Like it definitely.
Yeah,
like
I think the
they
same thing.
fixed. Supposedly they fixed the combat in this one.
I hope so, because
with this,
and most
also
game
Avowed
looks
is more
really-
magic too. It's more. It seems to be more magic driven, where you throw magic at people. But no, Avowed. I'm gonna give Avowed a chance, but I don't know. I'm thinking taking this and then basically leading me into Monster Hunter. That's where I want, because that's at the end of the month. So this will be the beginning of the month, and this will take me into Monster Hunter. And I feel like that there's a lot to this game, and I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot. I was looking forward to it because I think it's coming out at a great time, because it's kind of like a black, like for me, I'm kind of like feeling there's not a lot of stuff, like, you know, like in Ninja Game Black, I've been playing a lot of old stuff, but I'm like, oh, give me something new, give me something that looks good, and we'll see. Lou Flame says the dialogue looks boring. Well, let's watch it. Let's watch a video.
It looks immersive. There's a bit of a difference.
Let me get one here.
Yeah, so while you're getting that, like, heavy dialogue in a game can actually be really, really good. Like,
I
Mass
loved it
Effect
in Baldur's Gate.
had some heavy dialogue in it. Mass Effect 3, like with the dialogue trees, how you had to talk to everybody, how you built your relationships that way. But it's not, like, Jez, you mentioned playing this game because you're in the mood for a game like this, or you think you might be. Like, that is the way I feel about these heavy Western style RPGs. Like, I have to be in the mood for them because generally they are a bit more weighty on the dialogue. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm not watching IGN. I don't know what the hell they're playing on, but it looked. I'm not watching IGN. They have horrible gameplay. Yeah, let's watch ACG. ACG's good.
You just ACG's amazing.
Yeah,
you just have to, like, be in the mood sometimes for that heavy dialogue, and that's why it's taken me so long to get through Trails from Zero, because that game is a ton of dialogue, and so it takes me a little bit.
Yeah. I said, yeah, I remember, because I remember the first one was like definitely a little dry, like, but you could, because I put, oh damn, like this. Yo, you just knocked her out. Let's see some of this combat. Let's see what ACG has to say.
Vital information, possibly just because you were behind the scenes when you got caught, on where an item may
Yeah, you
be
could target their
for
body
later thieving.
pots.
Honest Feet Henry was most chaotic.
I remember that.
Each action causing ripples, from reputation to lack of money to overabundance of money but not enough storage for the items I wanted, to relationships that didn't really matter at all until 9/10 of the way through the game, and then suddenly revitalized themselves and became super important. Regardless of which one I played in the game, it all came down to what you have, how you use it, and that means weapons and armor. In Kingdom Come 2, Henry's arsenal is much the same as the first game, with some additions. You have your swords, you have crossbows now, axes, maces, polearms, and firearms, which I have to say take forever to fire, but can punch through an armored knight if you have to get a shot off before they run you down.
Dog.
You can also just say screw it and beat somebody to death with no weapons at all. Each weapon here, regardless of your own skills, have their own base, crushing, slicing, and piercing damage, as well as weight and speed and durability, requiring repairs and sharpening to keep them in tip-top shape. You can also get belts and pouches, which let you fast equip items in combat that you normally couldn't, which can be the difference between Henry and horribly dead Henry. That also means when it comes to armor, the game still tries to replicate something closer to accuracy than other titles in the genre. You can't just put a friggin' steel bucket on your head and call it good. That's like a car with no shocks.
You gotta
or
like
seats.
aim at their
You have to put
openings
on
of
padded
oh man.
head layering
I don't know.
The
This
same goes
I
for
see
your
what
body
you mean,
parts,
Thrifty.
really
This
allowing
could
for you
be
to mix and match all sorts of different items.
This is
or
very
achieve
realistic.
Outfit in any way
It's
you want.
very
and you can
realistic.
just
That's why my
put
buddy
all
loves
together.
it so much.
With armor impacting your
Oh
conspicuousness.
no. I'm gonna have to watch a couple more. I'd say I don't know. I was interested in it. I was interested in it because I just
so there's 2 games this month that I can't let myself be
I'm playing
driven
Monster
by the
Hunter.
hype.
That's all I'm real hyped for too.
So Monster Hunter, I asked a few friends of mine, and I was like, hey, listen, is Monster Hunter, can you play it as a casual, or do you have to become a no-lifer? Like, because Monster Hunter is like, that's the people's game. That's what they play. That's all they play.
Yeah.
And they said, you don't have to no-life it, but 100, 200 hours, that's probably where you're going to end up. So that terrifies me because I know myself.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it is a monstrous game, and You know, and like I was reading about it too, that you basically like you go on a mission, but basically you could just get pulled into other things as you do going on your mission. And for some that could be very annoying. And then some, you know, it could be interesting.
It just means I'm getting nothing accomplished.
You get nothing
because
done,
I
exactly.
will follow
Yeah,
every
you got
rabbit
nothing
trail.
done on there. Look at the guy running with no shirt on. He's going out with no weapons. Oh man, just slice his arm off. I need to know, is there any kind of dismemberment? Oh man, I know it's violent. Is there any dismemberment? I don't know if there's dismemberment. I don't know. That would definitely be a sell for me. I've been loving Ninja Gaiden. Oh man, Ninja Gaiden Black is freaking great. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is awesome. It is so good, that game. That combat is so satisfying, man. I don't understand why those kind of action combat games, they don't just keep making more of them. The camera sucks ass though, I gotta say. So you know, who's gonna play? Oh, I don't know what's going on. They're yelling at somebody in the chat. Oh, Aaron.
Yeah,
Aaron, come
I was gonna say that.
on. I knew somebody was in there. Everybody's getting all riled up in the chat. Listen, Grinders. Aaron, he's our resident goggler. Don't worry, just leave him alone. Let him be. He can't wait for his Switch 2 to play while he's when he's in his Winnie the Pooh outfit and he's on the toilet bowl. He can't wait to play on that
Goo
one.
Gaga games.
He can't wait. Just leave him alone. Let him live. He owns a PS5. He's okay, but he's our resident goggler.
Can you goggle my balls?
Back in the day, I beat Ninja Gaiden Black and Sigma, and those games are hard. But I tell you what, that camera is hell nowadays.
Oh my god, that camera is so annoying, dude.
You beat Sigma?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I beat
the
Sigma
camera
and
aiming in
Black.
the remake
Dude,
is so
I couldn't
friggin'
get out of the
annoying.
first
Holy
freaking
crap!
White House.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get out of the first house.
The only one I never really messed with was Razor's Edge. I have it, but I just really haven't touched it. I got the PS3 version, I got the 360 version, and the PS4 version.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
This guy's taking all these dudes out.
Nowadays,
have a
man, those games
stamina
are hard
thing?
to
Oh,
play
yeah, it
just
looks
because
like
of the
this is-
camera.
Oh yeah, the camera. I was playing the camera in Black was crazy. Solid Gear says Kingdom 1 was dog shit. Oh man, yeah, dude, they got a 70 something Metacritic, like a 70 thing. Now they're in the 90s, dude. I don't know. I just hope like this new wave of reviewers are not into trash ass games. You know, I'm hoping not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe now everybody's giving me a caution. Oh man, the neighbor just came out to see what was going on. Oh, he got him with the arrow. This guy's killing everybody.
He just poked him in the eyeball.
Dude, this guy just came out to see what was going on in the streets. Shot him with a friggin' arrow. Salgia says absolute trash, overrated. Oh, damn.
Gaming.
This is gaming. Oh, no. Dude, that guy that came out, he just shot him in the head. He's like, what's going on out in these streets? It looks good. But all right, yeah, I'm definitely looking at some reviews. I'll read some more reviews and I'll see. But I just wanted a game to kind of just play for the next few weeks and get ready for Monster Hunter. But maybe I should play something else. I don't know. This looks damn cool though. I don't know. I just wanted to get lost in medieval times. Welcome to medieval times. That's right. So anyway, let's move on with the topics. Everybody getting shot. Oh, they got slowdown. Oh, he shot him in the ace with a crossbow. Oh no, Grinders. Let's put a little poll in the chat. I know it's a fun name, but let's see. Are you buying Kingdom Come 2? Are you gonna play it? Let's see. Are you going to play Kingdom Come 2?
Predict a 60-40 split. 60 are not going to play it, 40% will.
I'm predicting the way everybody's going in here. I think it's going to be an 80-20 no. That's what I think.
Oh dang!
This is not a grindhouse game. I could already see it.
I will start off.
Oh shit! I could say it. This is an 80. This is an 80-20 on the nose. I don't mean to sway the poll, but I think that's my prediction. The grinders, they're getting grinded about Kingdom Come. They like the name, but they don't like the game. Oh man, and they like seeing the S get boosteroided on Kingdom Come. I know when Windows Central gives it 100, there's definitely some caution in the wind. Yeah, see, the Siru says Kingdom 1 was born. Yeah, everybody's like this. Swallow Pony
Go
Juice already
see what
pre-ordered it.
What did they give the outlet you just mentioned? What did they give Indiana Jones? That
Oh
should
no,
be the
Windows
litmus
Central?
test.
Windows Phone
Yeah, that should be
Central?
the
Hold on,
litmus
let me
test.
look up Windows Phone Central. Windows Central, Indiana Jones review. Oh my god, nothing. Yo, Kingdom Come, it can't be as boring as freaking Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones that was a snore fest. What did they give this? What did they give Jenky Jones? Let's see. They gave this 100.
Uh-huh.
They got Jez on it. Uh-oh, the bootleg. Wait, what did he do? He wrote an article or did he review it? Where's the reviews of Windows Central? What are they doing here?
Did they not play their own headlining game?
No, they did. I'm sure they did. Is this their review? Hold on. Who reviewed? Oh, here it is. Oh, the Tolbur. Yo, they better change this pop-up here, the Windows Central. All the latest news, reviews, and guides for Windows and Xbox diehards. Oh, man. Not like this Windows Central. You better get rid of this pop-up. You better call for Windows diehards and people that love Phil. That's you do. All right, they gave it a little less than Kingdom Come. They gave it a 4.5.
So a 90. That's we can't trust their opinion.
No, I don't know. No, yeah, Windows Phone. You gotta stay away from Windows Phone Central. I don't know. I don't trust their reviews. Believe me, if that they gave it 100, I'm surprised. It sounds like a day one Game Pass game if it was in 100 if they gave it 100. So, one of the things that was also one of the pressing things that we're going to talk about is the Forza Horizon 5 Fallout. As you know, we did the show on Friday. It actually happened. Yeah, Frog's ready. He's ready to cook.
This is where we're here for. This is what we're here for.
Hit that like button, grinders. This is what
we came to see.
This is what everybody came to see. Nobody came to see Kingdom Come in your face too. They ready to see the rest of the show. They wanted to see that. No more Kingdom Come. Move on. Michael Meridian with the 5 VIPs. Thank you so much, man. We're chipping away. We're getting there. We're getting to the VIPs. Use those emojis.
Nobody came to see you, Otis.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
They want to see the fallout. They want to see the fallout. They want to see the mess. All right. I know this is a dirty grindhouse. This is a dirty grindhouse. Aaron, you better put the kids to bed. You better go to sleep. Turn the other way because you're not going to want to see this. You're not going to see this. So, Frogs, let's go down to the thing because I haven't heard Thrifty and Frogs. I know Thrifty shouted out. He did a video on the Forza thing. Like I think it was yesterday or today. And
I say because I want to have a conversation with everybody about it.
Oh man! And okay, Frog. So let's go. Let's just start with Thrifty. Thrifty, about your video that you had. What did you see? Did you have to do a double take when they announced Forza Horizon 5 going to PS5? Did you think it was fake news?
I did think it was fake, and so I didn't say a word. Like I saw the Discord going off, I saw X going nuts, and I was like, I'm just gonna shut up and sit back. This can't be real. It's a rumor. It can't be real. And then I saw people posting like just wishlisted, and I was like, what the no. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it here in a week. No big deal. News has been breaking on Thursday, Friday. I get it. No problem. And then I see an article from Game Rant where it says, is Forza the Trojan horse? And I don't typically do news videos. I do a news show. I don't do news videos. And so like I did this, and the way they had it structured and worded was that Forza Horizon 5 is a Trojan horse meant to infiltrate the PS5 to get gamers on PlayStation used to buying Xbox games.
Oh,
so
you sent me that. I'm going to pull this article up here.
So that way, Xbox becomes the number one publisher on PlayStation. The problem with that is that doesn't actually help the Xbox console or the Xbox console player at all. If anything, it actually strengthens PlayStation's console even more, giving people more of an incentive across the board, Xbox players and PlayStation players, to buy a PlayStation. Hell, it gives PC players a good dang reason now to go get a PlayStation.
I did not see this article. Let me look at this. Keep going, Thrifty. I put it up. I pulled
it was
it up.
It was 5. So it came out on Sunday.
This is the.
I saw it on Sunday and I was like, oh my goodness. So basically, the way this works is they think, Game Rant, they think that because Xbox is putting their games over and they're going to be the #1 publisher, that means that Xbox is poised to be in a great position going forward, and with the console and the handheld and all this other. What they're missing is that if I could play Mario on a PS5 Pro with 4K ray tracing, 60 FPS, upscalers, all this other stuff, then I wouldn't want a Switch. So why, if I can play Xbox games on a PS5 that gets optimized for the Pro, why in the actual hell would I ever want to touch an Xbox? Console, handheld, phone, refrigerator, toaster, doesn't matter. They don't run good on your shit. They run better on your competitor. That's the problem. They will be out of this. I gave them until 2027 because that was the number we need. All these subscribers.
2027.
Right. All these numbers, we have to hit the Game Pass number by 2027 or there'll be no more Xbox. I don't think they make it out of this year. I really don't.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, Frog, what do you think? What did you think when you saw this?
As Ric Flair would say, woo! All right. That's how we're going to start it off, right? So when I saw this, I absolutely knew it was real. Absolutely, right? Phil Spencer has been saying things. He talks around questions when Paris and freaking Destin do these interviews and they say, oh, we asked them the hard questions. No, you guys didn't. You guys are Xbox guys. You guys don't want to, it kind of pisses me off because certain people don't want to say they're associated with a brand when they are. We know where you are. We know who pays you. But the thing is, when I saw this, I said, this is absolutely true. I'll definitely buy it. I love Forza. Always said, if Forza came to PlayStation, I'd buy it. I own an Xbox. I have purchased it, so I will purchase it again. I've heard people say stupid shit like, well, for those PlayStation guys, they wanted Forza and they're hyped about Forza coming to PlayStation. You should have bought an Xbox. No, there was no sense to buy an Xbox because it's a dying console. This game coming out is just how can I say it? It's the basis of Halo, Gears, Fable, Perfect Dark.
Trifecta, yeah.
It's the foundation and basis of all their major games coming. So with people saying now the narrative is switched, they're going to be the biggest publisher. Well, great. I think this is a Sega in a different way, and I think this is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people who don't understand it's a Sega in a different way. Instead of them just saying, hey, we're going multiplat, they're doing this little by little. And then Phil comes out and he fucking dick rides and says, hey, guess what? For our console fans out there who still want to play, we're still going to be making Xboxes. Why would you want to play an Xbox when you can play Gran Turismo, you can play Forza Motorsport, you can play Forza Horizon 5, and you can play the real Horizon? I don't get why you even want to freaking just be on there. The only reason you stay on Xbox is because you built your ecosystem so intrusive in there, and you're like, oh man, I looked at this and I was like, this is just what we've been talking about. You are a former shell of yourself. Become the publisher that you were meant to be. It's okay. It hasn't been a console war since the PlayStation 3, I feel. I think Microsoft messed it up going into the Xbox One generation, and there's no console war. Sony has been killing it. Nintendo has been killing it. And here's the thing. This game may come to the next Switch. And I was thinking about this, Jez, because people are going to narrative now. Oh, Sony's going the same way. They're going to put games everywhere. Well, I can see Sony's PlayStation putting games where games make money sense. So a game that makes sense, like Astrobot on the Nintendo Switch 2 makes sense. That totally makes sense. That would completely make sense. And guess what? It wouldn't hurt their market at all because Nintendo's market and Sony's market are two different markets. The difference is Microsoft is like, we're going to put these games on PC. We're going to put these games. We should have known that this was going to happen when we saw Sea of Thieves come out and the reception of Sea of Thieves on PlayStation. We should know that when Call of Duty comes out, and Call of Duty, 80% of people playing Call of Duty is on PlayStation 5, not PC, by the way, which people say is the biggest installing. That's why I say that PC market and the whole thing, that's a fickle conversation. Talk to somebody else about that. There's certain games on PC that console players don't want. And there are very few games that PC. I've never looked at a PC and said, I got to go build a PC for this game because it's been on the console and it's the game I wanted. So I think this is a time that we're going to sit back and we're going to look at this and we're going to say, at this point now, Microsoft should have now that all games going forward are coming to every platform. They're pussyfooting around with the wording.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't like it because Sega, kind of just said, hey, yeah, look, we're done. And we knew it was done when they were in Japan. They were like, we're done. And I'm just like, I just think Microsoft needs to pull the cord and say, look, these games will be coming and in the future, in this generation, we're going to continue gaming, but every game you should see on an Xbox will also be on a PlayStation, will also be on a Nintendo Switch too.
It's funny.
I don't think there's a problem with that. And the reason I say there's not a problem with that, because I've always said this one statement, and I've got a lot of pushback from these fanboys. And I've always said, I'm a huge fan of Halo. I'm a huge fan of Halo. Halo is what made me buy an Xbox, original Xbox 360. I stayed with Microsoft, and I'm a diehard Halo guy. My thing was, the console is dying. How do you keep the franchise alive? Make it multiplat.
That's what they're doing.
Halo Infinite didn't bring, and I kept saying
Halo Infinite was
such a and Halo Infinite was such a big failure. I kept saying, like, it's not about being a PlayStation dude at this point for Microsoft or an Xbox dude. That franchise doesn't need to die. Bring the Master Chief Collection over to PlayStation. Bring the Master Chief Collection where you need it, because guess what? It's not going to move numbers like it's going to move on consoles. You can put that Master Chief Collection on PC and you're like, okay, great. But bring it to PlayStation. Bring it to a different audience.
It's going to sell.
This is just
I think Forza, Forza
it's
Horizon is going to sell, but
Forza's going to sell.
I don't think you could agree. I don't think it's going to sell as much as a Call of Duty, like the last Call of Duty.
No.
It's going to sell
I
nice,
think Forza,
but it's not going to. I don't think it's going
my
to sell.
My prediction: Forza Horizon will sell easily 5 million copies on PlayStation. Easy.
Yeah, I think it's going to do well, but it's not.
5 million
But again,
copies.
you're looking at this lightning in a bottle when you look at how Call of Duty sold. If they need that kind of I don't know what they're looking for, but I think they're looking to build. I see something with this article though. I'm reading this, and as soon as you read it and you're thinking about.
Here's the thing.
Well, I'm gonna say, as soon as you read this article, going that's a Trojan horse, people they get defensive, oh yeah, look at this thing. But you want to know what? I think what they're trying to do is create almost like a publisher type storefront, not a storefront, but basically a section of Microsoft Gaming, and here are games, because believe me, they're picking. They're not dealing with a slow rollout of let's give you some Crackdown 3, let's give you some Redfall, let's ease it in. No, they're going with the bangers that are gonna sell. They're no, we're going with Sea of Thieves, which was the only game of last gen.
Jez, you know what this
best
announcement?
Horizon.
You know what this announcement really did? This announcement solidified people who play on the Xbox platform to let you know that nothing is safe, everything is coming. Nothing is safe and everything is coming. That's why
what else would they give? That's the thing that
I agree with you.
Yeah, well, that's the other problem. They didn't have a lot of games.
Or what are they going to do? Halo Infinite? Redfall?
I don't like the fact that Phil Spencer pussyfoots around questions
yeah. Well, he didn't pussyfoot about putting shit on PC.
He
said everything's coming.
Phil will not outright say we're a third-party publisher, but he just to say that. The reason he won't say that is because it will kill their hardware, and they will just
kill the subscriptions. I'm sure people will just
and they will kill the subscriptions. And my whole thing is this is this is a freaking red line to all these people who play on the Xbox platforms that look, everything's coming on PlayStation. There's no point of staying here. If you want to be a diehard, you can stay here, but your next system is going to be a little device you plug in the back of your TV screen that you can stream. Or we're going to try to make some switch kind of. And I just kind of like, I look at them and say, Phil's a liar. He's constantly lied to your face. He's pussyfooting around questions. Paris Lily doesn't ask him the hard questions. Justin Laguerre doesn't ask him the hard questions. He doesn't go on anybody's shows who's going to ask him hard questions because he won't answer the questions. He's always going to give that business. And I get it. He's going to give that business answer. And I'm just like, stop lying, Phil. We saw this when you were talking about this game and that game and this game. Oh, it's only 4 games. Starfield's still, dude, I'm telling you, Starfield's coming. I said it was going to be the next. Starfield's coming. Like, all these games are coming.
It's coming.
Do we think, let me ask you a question, and y'all be real with me. Do we think for a minute that the next Oblivion game won't be day and date on PlayStation and Xbox?
No,
it will.
It's all going to be
that
there.
game. And that's why I look and I say they cannot. This is a $1 trillion company that's backing a smaller entity. They don't care if that shit fails, but they want it to be successful because now the narrative to the so-called Xbox fanboys is we're the biggest publishers. So it's not only about a console war, it's like we're the biggest publishers. Okay, be the biggest publishers. Great, go out there and make games. I want to save some of those franchises that were on Xbox that are good, but be the biggest publisher. I don't care about you guys being a publisher, but get out the way for people. The only thing I think is bad about this is my big pivot, and this is why I always look and say, Nintendo did a great job what they do. The only thing I think is bad about this, I think this has put PlayStation in a predicament where they can fail and they can fail and they can fail and they can fail so many times, and it doesn't matter because they're dominant in the living room space. They're in a different space than Nintendo is. Nintendo's in a different space, and Microsoft's just at this point they're just publishing. So I don't like the fact I don't want to see PlayStation fail because we need good software from them. And great.
Well,
if we get good software from Microsoft, that's great too.
That's what that stupid thing was saying, like that PlayStation will fail, but why? Like they had basically Sea of Thieves come out and then Astrobot came out. Like it's not like Sony's banking on. It's like not Sony's banking on Microsoft games to come out. Listen. Microsoft is doing this to save themselves and their investment. This is not because Sony's like, hey, Microsoft, fill in our timelines. This has nothing to do with that. This is Microsoft needing the people to buy their games. They need the people to buy their games because they're out of.
I think this is a thing that
they got to save their
investment. I think when I look at it, Jez, I think that Sony, it's not about the fizz that fill in from Microsoft. I think Microsoft can control a space that's on PlayStation, and maybe that's the multiplayer space. And Sony doesn't need to no longer.
What game?
Well, here's what I'm saying. Say you have a reboot of Gears of War. We got that Gears coming out. We know the new Gears game is going to be on PlayStation. That's going to definitely be on. I think that Sony can let Microsoft fill in the space that they need to, and they don't have to really touch anymore. And they can make their single player narrative-driven games. I think that Sony also looks at Nintendo in different space, and that's why I look at Astrobot. Astrobot was a kind of a testament, like such a well-crafted and such a good game, but it didn't sell as big. I think times in gaming are different. Like it didn't sell as big as we thought it would sell, and I think that there is an audience for Astrobot, and I don't think it was bad or anything. I just think that you have too many people playing the Fortnites and the war zones of the world. I think the gaming consoles, like Sony's trying to keep gaming consoles alive, Nintendo's trying to keep it alive. Microsoft's the only ones like we can see this dying because kids just want to play Fortnite and Warzone, and kids are happy playing Roblox. So what I'm saying is like, I think there's a space for everybody. I think that Sony needs to fill their own narrative gap in their single player space that they do. Microsoft needs to go ahead and become a publisher. Nintendo wins because Nintendo makes really good. It's not that Sony doesn't make good first party software. It's just Nintendo makes really good first party software, and no matter what, Sony wants to be in the Nintendo space, and Microsoft really wants to own their living room like Sony. Sony's kind of like in between. Sony wants to sell first-party games on the level of Nintendo. Microsoft wants to have the living room space like Sony does, but Microsoft's the only one losing.
They're out of the living room space anymore. They're done with
so
that
that's
stuff.
what I'm saying. Like Sony owns your living room.
To this
Nintendo's
article
like,
here,
we'll continue
and
to
so
do this.
like the whole Trojan horse thing. That's the whole flexing that's going on right now. And basically, I'm trying to say that, you know, they're putting their games over there, and now they're trying to celebrate Microsoft as a third-party publisher, because that's the only way to kind of celebrate them right now, because it's not about the console
but
anymore.
Game Pass has failed, and we said Game Pass was going to fail.
Well,
you can't consume games in this way.
Yeah, I have the
when
article
Game Pass came out, we
up here.
said Game Pass was not this. Game Pass is not a good way to consume games. You don't consume games like that, and they're going to lose money hand over fist year after year after year after year. You can see MLB The Show is not going to Game Pass, and I'm pretty sure when we look at the MLB and we're like, "Ooh, MLB, how well it sold on Xbox?" It won't sell. The problem, it won't sell because they have an audience that they've made believe that you don't have to buy anything anymore. And the reason, and the thing about that is, if you can pay $20 a month for a subscription, you're going to lose money hand over fist. No matter how small you think these gaming budgets are, you can't make a game like a freaking a Fable or Perfect Dark or Indiana Jones and say, go get in a Game Pass, here's a subscription, and think you're going to make money. You're not going to make money saying, oh, we got 4 million players that played it. How many people actually bought the game?
Yeah,
I got something wild for you. I got something wild for you on the MLB The Show thing. So follow me down this rabbit hole because it's gonna make sense. I swear. All right. So you have MLB The Show was forced onto Xbox by MLB. They said, hey, listen, if you want to keep the license, it has to go to Xbox.
We all know this.
Well, now after Xbox's hardware sales have fallen year over year over year over year, and their player base has fallen year over year over year.
Right.
If you take MLB off of Game Pass and make them purchase it, Sony could then have the ammunition to go, listen, I know you want us to do this, but it's been falling year over year. Their player base is not there anymore. We'll still put it over to PC. We'll still put it over to Switch. It doesn't need to go to Xbox anymore. Like, think about this is chess, not checkers.
There you go. I totally agree. And you know what? I like that you said that because I think that's the reason a lot of games will go to Switch and PlayStation, but they won't go to Xbox. Because A, the developer doesn't want to put it in Game Pass because he's like, I'm not getting the sales. And B, he's like, I'll put it in Game Pass after the fact. Let's get a good example. What's the game that came to PlayStation? It was funded, it came out, it was greatly reviewed, and then it finally came to Xbox and nobody bought it. The game with the little girl, Kina, Bridge of Spirits. It didn't sell. It didn't. You heard nothing about it. It came to Xbox. Xbox fans people who play on Xbox want to cheer like, yeah, we got one of your exclusives. I'm like, you guys aren't buying it though. What's the point of saying? That's the difference between people who play on PlayStation and Xbox. Not to make this a console thing, but you have to have that conversation. When a game like Forza comes to PlayStation, we're going to buy it. We're going to play it. Whereas you guys are waiting for every game to come in Game Pass.
Listen, I'm not going to.
You can't.
I want to clarify something about the
that.
PlayStation and they buy games. The thing is that they're all gamers across the thing. The thing is that Game Pass had a negative response in the sense of people buying their games on that platform.
There you go.
Because they were giving it away for $1. People were stacking. People were just getting stuff in there without having to buy games, and that is the thing that kind of coached that install base on that platform to not buy games, because you know the worst feeling in the world is going to buy a game and then in a few months, oh, it's coming to Game Pass. In addition, Microsoft did things like what they did with Outriders, where they basically had the game on pre-order and then like a few weeks before said it's coming to Game Pass, and people were canceling their pre-orders. They did a couple of things like that where they basically, and think about it, as a consumer, would you pre-order any games knowing that, whoa, in 2 weeks before it released, Microsoft said,
no,
Outriders is coming to Game Pass, and people were funding it.
Because the PlayStation told me that new intergalactic game was coming to PlayStation Plus Premium, and all you had to do is have PlayStation Plus Premium. I'm going to have PlayStation Plus Premium.
Exactly. So
I'm not
it's
going to buy
consumerism. So like that's the thing. Like Game Pass had a negative effect onto the buying of games, and now the thing is I don't think Microsoft anticipated needing people to buy games. They thought that PC and Steam could offset that stuff.
Yes.
And I think what happened was they spent too much money. He let too much money that they spent on getting publishers to accelerate getting games in Game Pass because the publishers, they would have loved if publishers just put games in Game Pass and Microsoft could just set and forget. But it never happened. So they had to go out and buy people to put it in their service.
I heard this. This is what I heard when this announcement came up from Forza. This is what I heard from Paris Lily himself. I heard him say, at this point, you know, I don't know why Spider-Man isn't on Xbox. Well, it's not on Xbox because they wouldn't put it in Game Pass, and B, even if you put it on Xbox, it wouldn't sell because you condition a whole group of people.
The first thing they'll say is Spider-Man in Game Pass.
So my whole thing is like, he's talking about, everything needs to be agnostic, everything needs to be anywhere. Stop with the bullshit. There's a reason that exclusives are exclusives. People talking about all exclusives are anti-consumer.
No, I got that. We'll go into that, Frog. Don't start into that. I want to go now to some of the fallout here. We got to hear our good friend over here. We got to hear our good friend. Where is he? Our good friend Hagit. We got to hear him. We got to hear him talk about how the strategy is affecting him. We got to see some more of this fallout right now. Here we go. Let's see this one. Let's see. Here we go. Hagit, tell us what's going on, Hagit.
Keep paying, ponies. Keep paying. Gallop away. That's why I have this nice little image behind me. Keep eating the crap we give you, because that's all you have. That's all you have. And you know it. All you get to do is eat Xbox games.
He called Xbox games crap. Hagit, you just called your Xbox games crap.
You have. And you know it. Crap we give you, because that's all you. I have this nice little image behind me. Keep eating the crap we give you.
Huggy, I got your own words.
Stop. Enough. Stop. Enough.
He called the whole lineup of Xbox games going to PlayStation crap. Oh, man, not like this. Not like this, Huggy. You don't listen to yourself.
Stop. Enough. Stop. Enough.
Listen, this whole thing, I've said this before. Yes, some of it is crap that they're going to be giving us. The thing is that Microsoft is in the business now of selling games. And there's going to be a lineup of games on both platforms of the Switch and PlayStation. And Microsoft games are going to be, like, just think about it. If Sony does have this rumored state of play and they drop a game coming in the spring or something like that, like, Microsoft can't be like, oh, yeah, and here's Horizon. And it's like, okay, that's nice. But, like, if there's other games there, like, there's all that China Hero Project, there's Sony exclusives, they're going to have to maneuver this. And this guy called this shit crap. He's like, eat the crap we're giving you. Dude, you've been playing that crap for all these years. Oh, man, not
Stop.
like this.
Enough. Stop. Enough.
Yo, that's what you've been eating crap. You've been eating that crap. Now you're spreading that shit on the wall.
The crap we give you, because that's all you have. That's all you have. And you know it. All you get to do is eat Xbox games. Enjoy. At some point, you're going to have to question yourself. Why am I doing this to myself? Keep trying to gallop. Keep coming up with stupid ass excuses. But eventually, you're going to break down. This is a business where there are platforms that have exclusives. If you want to be in that business, then be in that business. You need to have your exclusives. I need to know that when you have first-party freaking studios, they're making games for my platform. We're going to take that and not make it exclusive. Why? Stop. Enough. Yeah. What is the point? Stop. Enough. Keep. Man,
oh, man. My screen is fogging up with the tears coming over there. Dude, you are a goddamn spinneroonie. What the hell is going on here? You called, first off, the games that you've been playing crap. And that you're bringing that crap to PlayStation, telling the PlayStation to eat it up. And then you're like, exclusives matter. Why you do? Yo. They don't know which way to roll. This is the problem, again, with the messaging, with all the stuff that's been going on with Phil Spencer not pulling the Band-Aid off, not telling people where it's at. Instead, he's getting these guys try to spin a Rooney and keep Xbox, keep face, instead of saying, dude, this is ridiculous. Like, why are you doing this? You're taking your identity and doing it over there. Like, the problem is that they cannot deal with Microsoft just going away like that. Like they're trying to say like, well, you're gonna become Xbox fans by playing this on PlayStation. It's like, dude, first off, if you even look at the games when they're put on PlayStation, it just says Microsoft Gaming. It says Microsoft Corporation. Like they're not branding Xbox. Come on over. Like there's nothing to go back to.
Which honestly would have been the coolest flex ever. If it said Xbox Publishing
It
on there.
doesn't. There's no Xbox Publishing. It says Microsoft Corporation.
I know.
That's what it says. And maybe you have a little Xbox Publishing Studios or stuff like that, but that's all it is. And again, what is left to bring over there? Like, Call of Duty sold. You're telling me that Perfect Dark, Fable, dude, those games, like they're not going to sell like a Call of Duty. What do you think these things are going to go? You think you're going to have a breakdown of like, do you think Forza's going over there and going to sell like, Forza, I think is a game that may sell more than like an Avowed going over there or something like that, because I think Forza is so unique and it has the best quality of anything. Forza Horizon has been the only game that's been immune to basically Gamepass quality. But like Forza Motorsport, that's another story. They're not bringing that one over there. But the problem is that, Phil, the identity of the brand is going over there. And Phil had done very little to build a brand identity because they had a lapse of games. The Halo and Gears going over there, that is legacy. Dude, that is like what Microsoft used to be. You think about what Halo and Gears are right now. Gears 5 and Halo Infinite, man, they were not the best, well-received games on there. Like, they weren't the best. Rod Ferguson even left. Like, we don't even know what the next Gears is going to be like. Like, we're hoping E-Day is really kick-ass. I hope it's more like Hivebusters. But Microsoft hasn't spent years curating IP. I've been saying this. I went back to my videos from 4 or 5 years ago when I'm like, Crackdown 3 was Phil's favorite franchise. You did nothing with Crackdown 3 to make people even want Crackdown 3 or Crackdown 4. You hurt your franchises. You hurt your IP. You didn't build upon quality. You made your IP suffer. You showed Craig with Halo. Halo was supposed to be your creme de la creme highlight. And instead, you basically just showed it out there with Craig and called it lighting issues. And then Infinite without delivering on quality there. And now, even watching that thing, I fell asleep. You guys made me watch it. Shout out to the Grindhouse for making me stay and watch that thing. Dude, I cocked off. I was like, I'm done. I was like, oh. I had the Xbox glaze going on with that friggin' thing. It was the most boring goddamn Halo show. I had the Xbox glaze going on. Dude, that Halo Infinite thing, they haven't had a video in a while. I can see why. That was the most. They put skins on a goddamn the spanker. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It was boring as hell. And that was that's a service game. The menu sucks. They're still showing you get one elbow pad, a right elbow pad, a jock strap, a cock strap, all this bullshit, and then you can build your armor. It is ridiculous how slow, how horrible that game looks and what it's doing. They have no clue how to run a battle pass. And then they're like damage control and go, yeah, we're moving on other projects with the Unreal Engine, but we're still here for Halo Infinite. Dude, what are you, the friggin' F team that's left on over there? Like, come on, dude. It is crazy. Again, that is what they did with their most premier franchise. Nobody's asking for Infinite, the free-to-play one. People want the best of what Halo was in the collection, the Master Chief collection. We want Marcus Phoenix collection. We want the best of what Microsoft and Xbox were. We don't want the current shit. Nobody's yelling for the Gears 5 and goddamn Halo Infinite. People would play and buy the legacy. But my God, that's the thing, because they know that is like, that basically is the essence of Xbox and what they used to be in their heyday, like, when they were actually good at something, not what they turned into. And actually, I've been saying it there, and this is Honor Thrifty coming on the show.
For 6 years, I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
Dude, that line. For 6 years.
Love that fucking movie.
Dude, for 6 years. God, and Gordon Bombay, we've been telling them. For 6 years, you could have been one of the greats. But now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You never was. I gotta hear it again. Hear it again.
For 6 years.
6 years.
I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
And that's what they turn into. That is the motif of what Microsoft and they turned Xbox into. They turned them into a never was. Like they just like vaporware. It is so poetic. And it's crazy because for 6 years, Ted, you could be one of the greats. You could have built on your IPs. You could have done something with Halos. You could have made people sweat and drool at the mouth for the next Gears game and the online and everything else. You could have made people want Crackdown 4, not with Terry Crews. You could have made people want these games. You could have built Quantum Break into Quantum Break 2 and 3. You could have done this stuff. You could have took Rare and made your best banjo ever. You could have brought Conker back from the dead and made the platform to compete with Astrobot. But you did nothing. You just let it rot and put that Phil Spencer out there on every goddamn interview and couldn't shut his mouth. And now look at yourself. You never was. You're Microsoft Corporation. That's what you are. One more time. For those in the back, hit that like button.
For 6 years, I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
There you go. That's it. That's it. They could have been the greats. They could have been up here swinging, doing whatever they could do. Rode the momentum of the 1X. Nothing. They launched this console generation with no goddamn games. They could have been the greats. And now they're vaporware. Microsoft Corporation brings you Forza Horizon 5. Play if you want it. Smoke it if you got them. Because that's all they are. And they're going to trickle out their games. And what's crazy, back to what FROGZ was saying, they came out there and said PC day one before they even had developers and studios. Everything's coming to Game Pass. Everything's going to PC day one. They made promises like that. But they won't come out here and just go, yo, everything's coming. Phil should have said right on that thing, hey, everything's coming. There's no red line. It's all coming, even our franchises like Halo, Gears, and Forza, so be ready. Thank you very much. I hope you buy and enjoy our games, and as we grow and establish these franchises, it's a business, and that's it. Why didn't he just say that? Instead, he's like, nah. Like I said, no red line. Nah. And he says, I believe in Xbox because
where that box is in the name of our brand.
He's so box is in the name of a brand. Dude, that's the reason why. Thrifty, go buy an Xbox because box is in the name of the brand.
The name of the brand.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
Is that a sales pitch, Thrifty? You pre-ordered it already? Go get an Xbox because box is in the name. They can't not make it an Xbox. No, they could call it Microsoft Gaming, Microsoft Corporation. That's what they could call it. Let me get these super chats here before we see more of the fallout. Spinneroonies going on here. Let's see what we got. We got Michael Meridian, shout out to you for the 5 members. We got JC, member of 22 months, says, Jez, watch this SOP when we, watch this son of a bitch. I guess he meant when we get the Halo connection. It's coming.
25. It's coming.
And you heard it here first. JC, shout out to you, man. Guapzilla, what's up, man? How you doing? With the 5, he goes, aren't the same games coming to PlayStation going to Switch too? Why has nobody expressed concerns over Nintendo failing when they have more fails than Sony? Dude, not one person is like, I would love to play Mario at 4K, 120 frames on my PlayStation. It's not fair. This game should be everywhere. It's not fair. Zelda at 60 frames with the power of a PlayStation or Nintendo or PC. Nobody's asking that. They just go, Nintendo's Nintendo. Oh, really? Why? Because Nintendo's not part of your narrative that all games need to be everywhere in order for them to succeed. Oh, they'll just be like, oh, Nintendo's Nintendo. They'll just do exclusives. But dude, there's proof that if you make exclusive games, people will buy the hardware to play those exclusives. That's the point. That's why you don't want to talk about Nintendo, because Nintendo is the basic, there you go. And nobody's asking that it's not fair that Mario is not playable on PC or Mario's not flying around and running around on a PlayStation store. Well, no, you don't want to go that way with exclusives, but you will fight Sony to put their shit everywhere day one. For what reason? What reason? You know what day one does. Look at what happened to Microsoft. It relieves, we'll get to it, what Mr. Layden said, the FOMO. Let me get here. Thank you, Guapzilla. Baldante, the Baldante with the 10. He goes, all that anger protection. Phildo Spencer entered from the back, spewed out from Hagit's mouth. Oh, shit. He was like, he came out there, dude. Dude, they have no clue.
Stop. Enough.
Oh, man, he lives here forever.
Stop. Enough.
And now Stop Enough was putting games, that whole Stop Enough was putting games to just 4 games. What are you doing? Stop. Enough. That's what that was.
Stop. Enough.
Now it's eat the shit that we're giving you. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you admit that you've been playing shit for the last decade. That's great. I'm sure that shit will rot nice and well on a PlayStation storefront. Like, you know what? Listen, Microsoft is not doing this. I'm going to tell you right now. They're not doing this. Welcome, Iconic Games, as a VIP grinder. Use those emojis. There's videos for you and music. Exclusive music for the VIPs as well. Thank you. Welcome to the VIP grinders. So let me tell you right now, this is no strategy. And I see a lot of this with the Fallout. This is no strategy. This is
number one customer.
This is no spinneroonie. This is no like Phil has seen the light of the future for the next 5 years and he's trying to get there before anybody else. He's not no visionary. He already said, knock on wood, hit his head. He already said how he's not a smart man under oath. Listen, this is not no, oh, they're playing the long game here. They see it before Sony sees it. No. This is the same exact thing with the ABK deal. This is a quick fix to get money back out of desperation for the brand, for the business. That's the problem. Phil, all of a sudden last year, talked about the business. He never talked. He said, I'll put in this for you. This is the business. This is not no Phil went and saw the future and now he's coming back and he's going to make it there. Dude, they're not visionaries at all. They're a bunch of con men bullshit executives that are trying to get somewhere where Satya wants to and they don't know which road to take. And that is a goddamn fact and a half. And if you need proof, just go back and look at Microsoft and Xbox for the last decade and look at how much they spun around. At first, it was the Windows ecosystem and Xbox and Windows all together as one. And then Phil had to put games on Steam. What happened to the Xbox ecosystem then? Oh, oops. Well, we're part of the Steam. When you log into Xbox, you're an Xbox there. And then it's like, well, now you're going to put it on the storefront. And now you're out of your storefront. And now we can't do Play Anywhere anymore. The problem is that they always messed up and pivoted. And now, because just like that article that I was showing you, last year when Phil said about how games, well, it wasn't last year, it was the year before, where he was like, well, I'm not putting Game Pass on PlayStation and Switch. And everybody's like, see, there you go. Phil's not putting them over there. These games are only going to be where Xbox Game Pass is available. And then what happened? He wasn't putting it in Game Pass on PlayStation and Switch. He was building it natively for those consoles, which is, again, out of your ecosystem. You could count them as multi-active users. You could calculate percentages like a goddamn statistician and say, how does Microsoft make money? But you want to know what? They went from getting 100% for selling it to their own customer to now getting 70% selling it to somebody else's and dealing with storefronts that have games that people want to play and people want to buy. And just putting your game everywhere doesn't mean that your game is going to be successful. Halo Infinite was free. How's it doing? Not too hot. It dropped off. The problem is that this is a Band-Aid on an open wound that has not sealed. This is a quick fix. Why you think Phil is putting the best of what he has? He's looking back going, guys, what games did we release in the last decade that's worth something? Put the best of the best. Like, they're not pussyfooting around here. Like Thrifty, they're not dealing with crackdowns and red falls and bullshit like that and some sort of like, they are going for Sea of Thieves, Forza, next Starfield, or Gears, or Halo Master Chief. Like, those are the rumors. Nobody's rumoring like, oh yeah, you know what? They're gonna put some old Xbox arcade games there, just kind of ease it in. Dude, they're going for the creme de la creme, games that are gonna sell. That shows you they're not in it for the bullshit. They need to make money and make money fast. And you see their financials. How can you sit here and go, oh, they're doing fine? Dude, all that money all that legal shit. 2%. The hype.
Black Ops 6 day one Game Pass.
Black Ops
pretty
6,
sweet,
dude.
right?
Indiana Jones, right, Josh?
People said I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, most people in this room
2%, Phil.
Spending 60, 70 bucks on it every year. Now,
But
if
it's a
they're already
choice.
subscribing to Game Pass.
It's a choice. Solid Gear. What else do they have, dude? Flex and Starfield. What else do they have? There's nothing left.
#1 customer.
That's what happened. When they said Microsoft has no games, dude, they didn't. They didn't do shit. That's the thing. Like, they spent years fucking up games and waiting and delaying. Dude, they had a whole 2 years, 2020, 2022, where there was gots. There were crickets.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Just need it. This is the lamb.
Where's the lamb sauce?
They're missing out the lamb sauce. The game night with the 20. He goes, show an American story, Lost Soul Side, Where Winds Meet, The Awakened Risen, Death Stranding 2, Fire Sprite's rumored to have a game released this year. Same with Gorilla with Horizon multiplayer. I hope it's not a bunch of Haloys running around. Ghost of Yotai. Maybe we'll see these games at a state of play. And there's a rumor that there's possibly going to be a state of play. Like, and this is the same thing, game night, that happened last year. Same thing happened last year. We were sitting there. They had the Xbox Direct, and everybody's like, Sony got nothing. Sony got nothing. Meanwhile, Sony was releasing all those games last year. And now they could possibly have, like I said, they could do, I was telling Jada, one show. They could have one show and show a couple of games like you were mentioning there, and boom, you're set for the next 4 or 5 months. You think Sony's just going to wait until June to start showing shit? Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a state of play that they do in the next week or two. They got to get people hyped up, remember, because March is the end of the fiscal year where they said no sequels to big games. So after March, it's party time. I'm expecting it. And they got a lot of games listed and 2 that we know about. So it's coming.
25. It's coming.
It's coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think Sony, and what's going to be crazy is that you're going to have those games next to the best of Microsoft's offering. And like I said, the one good thing about this whole thing is that Microsoft's back in the business after Game Pass failed. Microsoft and Phil Spencer are back in the business of trying to sell games. That means no more 30 frames. Well, sorries. I don't want to hear any more sorries, because you don't have the room for sorries when you're putting this on a PlayStation and Nintendo Switch storefront. There's no more let me get on a Xcast and apologize. I'm sorry. I'm learning. Fuck that. Nobody's buying your shit. We're learning too, bitch. Don't buy Microsoft Corporation games. That's what we're going to say. You gotta put out the best of the best. That's why they're giving that extra shine and PS5 Pro shine to Janky Jones. Janky Jones in upscale 4K PSSR all over his face. That's what they're doing, because they know they can't fuck up these releases. They can't put a game out there. Hold on, I gotta go. Where's Paris? Paris, interview me. I gotta say I'm sorry. I'm still learning. Please, somebody interview me. I gotta say I'm sorry. I'm learning, dude. Nobody's listening to your ass. No PlayStation, Nintendo dudes are tuning into Xcast Revisited to hear you cry. It's all about great games don't do shit. Oh, really, Phil? You know what's crazy is that a year and a half ago, he was saying great games don't do shit. Now he proceeds to put all the great games that he has left on competition. Oh, now they do shit now? Now there's something? Forza Horizon exclusive won't do anything for us. Oh, really? But great games do something on somebody else's platform? Oh, how the times have changed. Right, Phil? Right, Thrifty? He was running around going like great games don't do shit. If we just focus on making great games, it will do something.
That was the best interview that started this whole thing, like, for me, because in that interview, you see the defeat has, like, you see the admission of defeat. You really do. You're like, it doesn't matter what we do. Starfield can come out as 11 out of 10, and it's not going to sell because we lost the worst generation we could lose in the Xbox One. I have seen that clip so many damn times. I haven't.
I played it. I got it here. I got it, the whole thing. But Thrifty, think about what he just said. I want to listen because now I'm having a grindhouse revelation here, because all of a sudden, where is he with great games? I got you, Phil. Where you living? Great games. Where are you? I got you. Yeah, exactly. Great games. If Starfield was an 11 out of 10, it won't. Oh, really? But Starfield going over there.
Build a great.
Wait, I got him right here. Here it goes.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true. Just focused more on great games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race, I think doesn't really lay into the reality.
So making great games on their console doesn't do anything, but putting great games, or what they perceive great, on somebody else's console is going to do something.
Gonna get them money.
That's it.
That's the thing.
That's it.
Also
It's
why
money,
they had
dude.
to choose Forza.
Oh, that's
That's
why
why
I said
they
it's
had to go
desperation.
with Forza. They had to. There was nothing else that they could have put over that would have hit and sold. I think they're really trying to make money.
Exactly. This is desperation. This is not like, oh, he looked into the future and he sees this is where it's all going. Dude, this is not where it's all going. He sold he threw like somebody wrote in the chat, the baby with the bathwater.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. He's like, take whatever we got. It's a fire sale. It's clearance sale, dude. Everything must go. That's what this is. No red lines. Dude, this is like, yeah, the store's closing. Get everything out there, because Thrifty, what is the alternative? They lay off, they shut down studios, they sell off the IP that they purchased. That's the fallout. That's the alternative to this. He's trying to save the business and not do that.
So one of the things that you said also plays into this. They have shifted their focus now, and it's good for the gamer, because they have shifted their focus to making great games. That's what they're going to try to do now. I don't know what the hell they've been doing for the past 5 years, but now they are trying to make good games. Doom Eternal looks good.
Oh yeah, it looks good. But that also was, but the Thrifty, they were making that game. That's like, again, I'm these games are kind of,
I get that.
They bought these games like what it is. Like Phil Spencer didn't say, all right, let's start and make Doom Eternal. Like, let's go. Like, they funded it because they bought it. Like, I don't just like Call of Duty. Like, we got to wait for the next Call of Duty and the Call of Duty after that to see like what the Microsoft effect is. Just like we saw Hi-Fi Rush, that was in development already.
We're still waiting.
Well, I'm saying Hi-Fi Rush was in development already.
You're my number one
right?
customer.
That's true. So
and then when they wanted to make a sequel on the Phil's roof, he said goodbye.
So what about Perfect Dark then? Would that be a game
That's a disaster. Hold on, I got what's his name.
Xbox?
Hold on. I got an answer for you. Here you go, Thrifty.
It was a disaster.
It was a disaster, Ryan.
It was a train wreck. It was a disaster, Ryan.
Cat's railing me right now. Don't give him credit for just buying. Listen, y'all are right, but these games have been in development for like 37 years, it seems. Like, that's why it's hard for me.
Like, they've
owned ABK for a decade.
But they have Doom was probably in development, and let's see the next Doom. Under them, like a lot of these games were already in development. Microsoft was just kind of letting them go. That's what I said. Like Hi-Fi Rush was a perfect example of what gaming development looks like under Microsoft. When they came to him and say, we want to make a sequel, and he's like, goodbye. And they're like, wait a second, this game was already in development while we bought you. You release it, you didn't even know what to do with it, and we release it, and then now you come to us with a sequel, and we say, goodbye, we shut you down. I'm interested to see what the next Ninja Theory shit's going down, because like I don't know. We saw Hellblade now. Hellblade 2 was under Microsoft. They took them out, vacation photos and all. Dude, they should have stayed on vacation with that goddamn game. They should have said, you know what? Let's stay over here and scan wherever they were. They were on the rocks and the mountain. They should have stayed there, because what they did to Hellblade 2 on the Microsoft was just a visual walking sim. It was ridiculous. It was worse than the first one. The combat and the story did nothing. Like, it was hard. I couldn't believe it. They just said, make it look pretty. All right, use your photos from vacation. What do we need to see shit under them? And do you think they're going to fund big budget games? That's why Phil said, like, we need this to sustain the business, because they need to show, and I've listened to David Faulkner and all these other stuff. Dude, they need to show some sort of income, and it's not coming from the console. It's not coming from games and services. It's not coming from hardware or whatever the hell they're doing, OEMs and all that other shit. They got to show some sort of we're getting something back in order to spend, because they spent too much money too fast. The ink was not even dry on the Bethesda deal. And that's the problem. Like, you know, and these games that they bet on, like Starfield, like these games, like they bet on them, they failed. So this is another desperation. The Activision one was to keep them relevant, because I think without that Activision deal, they would have been in trouble. And now, this is where they are now. They're like, we got to put our games over there. He would have waited them out. Oh, let's put Game Pass over there. He's waiting them out. Dude, they're putting this shit over. Look how fast it happened, Thrifty. Look how fast.
So the Activision deal destroyed the console but saved the company, if that makes any sense.
Well, it didn't save them. It made them have some relevancy and some clout in services and mobile and things like that. Like, it gave them some sort of like, because look, Thrifty, all those years of owning Bethesda, they had all those years of Bethesda, and they're flatlined and losing money. Like, they spent $7 billion on Bethesda and their numbers were never up. The only time that they were up is when they bought Activision, and they still up 40% because of all that mobile shit and all the stuff that they did. But at Blizzard, like, that's what I said. Think about it, 2% with all that money from Activision, and add on the $7 billion they spent on ZeniMax, and then add all the studios they bought in 2018. You're telling me year over year that 2%? Then it did nothing.
And so the chat's kind of talking about what I said also with the, it didn't help them, it crippled them, it definitely saved them. So it depends on perspective. They buy ABK as a last-ditch effort to get their own IP, to get the money from COD, to do all of that. That deal in and of itself, literally, I feel that it's that deal that pushed them over to become a third-party publisher. Because they saw how strong the money was, they saw how strong the sales were, so they tried a test run. I do fully believe that Sea of Thieves was the first test run, and it did extremely, extremely well. So when I say that ABK saved the Xbox company, that's what I mean, is that they're going to be able to exist still as a third-party publisher because they bought ABK. But ABK, that deal also, because like Jez said, but like you said with the overspending, like the amount that they had to spend to get that deal is what has killed them and kicked them out of the console race, because they can't dump money into something that constantly shows up as a negative on every freaking quarterly report. The only thing that keeps going up, and not by a lot, is games and services.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. So, Zero, that's where you got to take the kind of a different perspective to it, because yes, ABK absolutely destroyed the Xbox console.
That's right. And Zero says Microsoft doesn't even need this money. They're just meddling. They are. I think that's, yes, you're right. They are, because I think they're in a situation of like, guys, if we don't show something coming in, we're going to do the alternative, and that means shut studios down, sell off assets, all those kind of things. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I think that's coming. That's coming in the next year too, because I'm telling you right now, this initiative right now is a short-term patch, because I don't think they're going to sell what they need these games to sell. And I feel that, you know, they're going to be in for a rude awakening when they see these games and just the way they're selling. Like, I don't think this is a long-term play. I think this is a short-term gain to kind of build good faith and show, you know, their stockholders and shit like that they could at least bring some money in, which is funny. And one of the things that people don't bring up is like, what kind of pressure does this put onto their studios? Their first-party studios were building games for PC and console. And this is a kind of a little off topic, but it's going to go into the exclusive part here. But like one of the things, guys, is like, now they took these studios and we got Project Frosted Glass, right? How thin are these studios spread out now that they were first making Xbox games, and on console. Then they said, you are now PC developers. And we heard the Halo devs on what happened with them. Oh, they couldn't put half these features in the game because they were trying to get it optimized across all these different variations of graphics cards, and development was like stretched out because we had to develop for PC and console at the same time. And now they just added a PlayStation and a Switch to the same developers. Or Microsoft is going to farm out some third-party port people like Panic Button, hit the panic button for Forza to say, make the goddamn thing. So we're going to make sure that this port is good, because it's not over there. Panic Button did some good ports, I think, for the Switch, but like, we see the same thing with PlayStation putting stuff over for that. It's like hit or miss. So the thing is like, what the hell is their studios, especially these simultaneous releases? Are they going back to contractors? Are they going back to, are they hiring more people for these studios to say, well, guess what, guys? We just added a Switch and a PS5 now in your development cycle to bring these games day and date. And I'm talking about the studios that typically are first party that worked with Microsoft. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, these studios now have an additional tape. And I made a joke about the whole Activision thing when before they even bought Activision, they said they committed Call of Duty going to a Switch too. I'm like, dude, did anybody talk to the Activision developers to say, hey, guys, you're going to work on a Switch too? Nope. They made this promise before they even bought them. And now all of a sudden they're Switch 2 devs. Call of Duty on a Switch. So, like, I don't know what pressures this puts onto the studios, and it could affect the quality of their shit that's coming out now, because they just added 2 more things to their development cycle because Microsoft is in desperation of getting these games over there. So, I just thought that was weird. Let me get these super chats, and we're going to get into the exclusive talk here. If I find any more meltdowns, I got some spinneroonies here for this one. Let's go. Siru with the Michael Meridian with the 5. He goes, here's a sorry super chat for making you watch that Halo stream. Also, John Welfare has a channel called Welfare. Oh, damn. Thank you. We'll watch Welfare channel over there. And I don't want to yell at anybody about making me watch that Halo thing. It grinded my gears a little bit watching them, how incompetent they are with that goddamn battle pass. But my goodness, that was a
I thought your
fest.
stream had frozen. I thought your stream
their stream froze. Their stream crashed because it was so boring.
I thought your audio glitched out completely because you literally fell asleep.
I did, dude. I was out of there. I was like, I'm out of this thing. That's right, Josh. Who talks about a company you're about to buy? Dude, they made promises. They're like, yeah, those people we're gonna buy. Yeah, we're gonna get 10 years of Nintendo. We signed a 10-year contract. I'm like, dude, the Treyarch is like, excuse me? What are we doing here? They're like, they didn't even talk to him. They're like, who? Why they make it? We're going to develop for a Switch? What? Dude, it was ridiculous. Siru with the 10, he goes, most of the Xbox games are multiplats. We would have gotten without their meddling in the first place. What a joke. You're right. That's another good point, Siru. Like, very few games were just exclusive to Xbox. Like, a lot of them, like Doom, like Call of Duty, a lot of them were multiplats to begin with. And I got a good quote. I want you guys to hear this one. I gotta get to these. Siru again with the 9-month membership. He goes, here, Microsoft is going to kill the Xbox so they don't have to develop for a dead console. Dude, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're watching this thing wind the hell down. That's what they're doing. Baldante with the 10. That Phil Spencer quote about great games is akin to throwing the season in hopes of a first-round draft pick. Oh my God, talk about the Giants. But yeah, that's exactly. He was like, yeah, if you just make great games, it's not going to do anything for our console. It's like you're talking about a dead console. But you mean great games on PlayStation matter now. Like, oh, so great games do matter, but just not to you. That's exactly what the takeaway is, Siru, that I got from this. Is like, oh, great games weren't going to... He realized then that making great games for his own platform wasn't going to do anything because they dead. They're face down, dead, floating. But great games, though, will sell on somewhere else. And now great games matter, though. If we just focus on making great games and selling them on PlayStation and Nintendo, we may have some money to do something with it.
But Jez, what games have they made that are great?
That's the other problem.
Besides Forza?
Exactly. Dude, I mean, it's all downhill after Forza. Man, I would say the only ones that they got in their arsenal is Master Chief Collection. Like, that's it. You know, Doom was coming regardless. And if you want to go back into their thing, I would say Master Chief Collection, now that they fixed it, after they abandoned that game, that's another story for another time. And maybe a Marcus Phoenix collection. But that's it, dude. Like, you're right. They don't have a huge arsenal of games. And you're telling me, like, oh, people are clamoring for Avowed on PlayStation. They can't, like, come on. South to Midnight, it looks cool. But, like, these games are not even going to move Game Pass numbers for free. Oh, for $20 a month. You think they're going to sell for $40, $50, $60? Like, those stores are crowded, man. Like I said, Nintendo and PlayStation get games that Xbox don't get. And when they're putting their games on the same storefront with that competition up there, it's a different story. Like when you're feeding the starving people over there on Xbox that don't get the games all the time, and it's like, we waited 2 years. Indiana Jones was the best. Just ZOINKS. Indiana Jones was the best game they released in 3 years. Oh my god! It's like, are you what? What were you doing for 3 years, dude? That was his quote, Shaggy. That was what he said. He said Indiana Jones was the best game Microsoft released in 3 years.
Well,
Thrifty, what was he doing for 3 years?
I mean, they were playing Redfall.
Maybe. I don't know. For 3 years.
They were talking to cross-eyed NPCs in Starfield.
Dude,
they were trying to land on
the
gas
yellow chair.
planets.
I don't know what the hell was going on there. What the hell were you capping for 3 years then having an Xbox podcast? Oh my God. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Wait a second. I know it was on a Podcast Unlocked. Was it Ryan? Wait, Podcast Unlocked. I got to get that. It might need to be a sound clip. Ryan Podcast Unlocked. Was it what was it? Indiana Jones? This is the best Xbox game. I almost fell out of my chair in 3 years. He said.
I mean, weren't these some of the same people though that said, "Guys, Redfall's not that bad. It's a great game to just have fun with your buddies."
Oh shit!
Yeah,
it made you lose friends. That made you lose friends. The picnic tables, dude. The vampires got killed over picnic tables. Is this the thing?
Tables in Redfall.
Dude, yo, where's True Virgil? Tell me I was playing it wrong.
Dude, that stream about had me in stitches, dude. I was laughing so hard. Because you were outside. The stupid thing just could have walked around the bench.
It's fighting for its life. Where is it? Indiana Jones.
Believe it.
I gotta get this way. Wait, Indiana Jones. Hold on. Damn it. Wait, Indiana. Anyway, have you seen any other crazy meltdowns of all this stuff? Oh my God, here it is, dude. He has as the title. Indiana Jones is the best Xbox exclusive in years. He called it an Xbox exclusive. December 6, 2024. ZOINKS. Let's hear him.
Llévate más de lo que esperas todos los días.
The hell is this?
With IGN first. It's a 9 out of 10. Luke loved it. And we learned it's a first-person cinematic action adventure, not a Tomb Raider-like, not an Uncharted-like. Mark, what are your thoughts so far? Again, recognize he also goes on to praise the story. He says, let's see, where was another little thing I wanted to pull out and read for you? I didn't mark it well in the notes.
Is the Vatican, and stuff like that. So it's like island by my it's like you see two do the theme when it needs it and stuff like that. But
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is, in Ryan McCaffrey's opinion, the best Xbox exclusive in years. So far.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What were you doing?
That's not true. We were playing a more buggy version, but we did.
They'll play a buggy version. It's still the best exclusive.
And they put out a patch, I want to say 2 days after launch, that had like
one went out today.
6. Yeah, it had like 6.
Oh, Dusty in his dream job. Oh, I'm gonna start tearing up, Thrifty. I just heard Dusty in his dream job.
Oh no! We suck again!
Progress blocking fixes.
Yeah.
2 days after launch. So
Which
I
is
hear it's in a really good state now, like a much better state now.
I'm so happy that game is being celebrated. It's really fun.
Oh, Dusty in his dream job.
Deservedly so. And then the other big Xbox exclusive this year was Hellblade 2, a game we all, I think, pretty well agree was absolutely gorgeous, probably the best looking Xbox game ever to this point. But
it's a commercial.
Oh, Jesus. Hellblade 2 is the best looking Xbox game ever. Holy shit. What a year. What a year. I expect them to be collecting awards. Did they get any?
For their studio, like
not enough gameplay there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not enough. It's a very, very, very pretty walking simulator, which not that that's a bad thing, but I think a lot of us, we're kind of hoping for a little more there. So and I think we ended up giving Hellblade 2 a 7, if I remember right.
A 7. Oh, Jesus.
So okay.
What about Power World,
Starfield.
Ryan?
What?
What about
Is in Ryan McCaffrey's opinion, but I think a lot of us, we're kind of hoping for a little more there. So and I think we ended up giving Hellblade best Xbox exclusive this year. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
Let's go back to last year.
What about Power World,
Starfield.
Ryan?
What?
What about Power World?
Power World? Power World
good
was
call,
cool.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Power World was good.
Yeah.
Would I say I wouldn't call it indie good, but
Yeah.
you could make a, you know.
I think we gave it like an 8.
Yeah.
That's mostly a joke.
We gave stock
That's
to
okay.
it.
A
No,
joke?
Power World's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't
great.
I wouldn't scoff at it. It was very popular.
They
I know
gave
get
Power
sued
Worlds
by
an 8 as a
Nintendo
joke.
for
I'm glad they
using
I'm
the
glad they take their
Pokemon
review
mechanic, which
seriously.
Nintendo retroactively copywrote or whatever, like last year.
No, that's the best Xbox exclusive in years. And I wouldn't argue.
Popped off like that, and everybody. can play it and
Dusty,
have fun
stop
with
with your
it.
dream job. I want to hear Ryan
so the
McCaffrey.
big
I
one
gotta
from
get him right here.
2023 last year obviously was Starfield. Now, some people may very well say, no, that's the best Xbox exclusive in years. And I wouldn't argue with those people. But I think when we now look back with a year of hindsight on Starfield, like, yeah, there was quite a hubbub when IGN gave that game a 7 at launch. But then as the more time everybody spent with it, that 7 kind of normalized, and people were getting off our case about it, because you could see as sorry, if that's, I don't know if that's coming through the
Yeah,
puppy
he's
here.
justifying this.
I was
Sleep
like, is that
groaning
like
back there.
red in our ears? Nope, it's a dog.
I thought it was red. I thought it was red.
There was a really big one earlier that when one of you
Now
was
it sounds
talking, I was
more like a
I wonder if
podcast.
they think my tummy just growled really loud. Like, no, it's a 6-month-old service dog puppy right here. But Starfield, I played a bunch of it. I would put Indiana Jones above Starfield if we're talking about the best Xbox exclusive games. Mark, I know you played a bunch of it.
It's not even exclusive.
No, not at all.
ZOINKS!
I think Starfield was a 7, and I think it made a lot of people angry. And then a lot of people kind of were like, you know what? It is a 7. I like it. And I'm not.
Dude, is this how these clowns do reviews? Like, it's a 7, it's an 8 for fun. Like, is this a job that I can apply somewhere for this bullshit?
Redfall,
Dusty,
we don't
I
need
need
this.
this. This is a dream job? This is a dream job here?
Entertain that. We all know the story that in the moment, and as time has gone on, I think even Forza fans would say, yep, this was totally great, but not.
Dude, he's shitting on Forza now for Indiana Jones.
10 out of 10.
It's not even exclusive, Shaggy.
Standard that series has typically set for itself.
I will say, I put 100 hours into Forza Motorsport.
Yeah,
like,
please.
I went.
Oh, Dusty in his dream
Yeah,
job.
you could like burn out in a circle, and
The other notable one, the other big one from 2023, is Hi-Fi Rush, which we've all gushed
Dude
about
is shitting on
extensively
all the
and
previous
justifiably and
Xbox
understandably
games
so.
to justify Jackie
Totally
Jones.
different in years.
To get people to
but
buy it in December.
I would not
Shaggy, it didn't
personally
work.
put
Nobody
Hi-Fi
bought it in
Rush
December. Didn't even make the top
above
10.
Indie. What do you think, Mark?
No, I'm the Saints. I would definitely go to the indie side. I think Hi-Fi Rush is great.
could only pick one game.
5.
Hell yeah.
5 is probably one of
2022's notable Xbox exclusive front, particularly. And
Yo, he's going back to
2021,
2022.
We got Halo Infinite. In fact, we all agreed the bones of it were awesome. They just had trouble sort of getting.
Yo,
their-
he's
their
shitting on the last
live
4 years of
service
Xbox
sea legs
games.
under them, but they've done that, and multiplayer is fantastic. So Halo Infinite, and then as Mark mentioned, IGN's 2021 Game of the Year overall on any platform was Forza Horizon 5, which Luke Riley, 10 out of 10, deservedly so.
Oh, it's coming
It
to
is a
PlayStation.
masterpiece.
It's
And
coming.
So yeah, I that's where I am.
Take it off
guys,
the
but
list.
I think Indie's the best Xbox
Great
exclusive
circle
in
chest.
years, and specifically in 3 years.
Oh,
10 out of 10, deservedly so.
I'm convinced to buy an Xbox.
Wait, I gotta record this.
So yeah, I that's where I am, guys. That I think Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years. Do either of
Thank
you wanna
you,
chime
thank
in?
you, Shaggy. Thank you. Let's see if it works.
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
Gotcha. Yeah. Welcome to the Grinds Board, Shaggy.
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
Dude, it's coming out in 4 months. Oh, shit, it's not even exclusive.
#1 customer.
And then he's like the ultimate exclusive game that's been the best game, bar none, 10 out of 10 is Forza Horizon 5. It's like, oh, not like this. Oh man, if only I could go back. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'll go back to Ryan and tell him his games are going away. If I could just let Ryan know on December 6th, hey Ryan, that Forza, yeah dude, it not happening anymore. Take it off the exclusive list. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh man. Dude went back. He went back a half a decade trying to justify Janky Jones in December that didn't even make the top 10 in sales. Holy crap, dude. That's not even a Fallout of 4. The best 6 month. Dude, they got to do the best 6-month exclusive Gambit. That's right. They got to put up a new category. Yo, this is why people ask me where I find this shit, dude. I got goddamn. I remember everything. Holy shit. I remember he said that. Believe me, I remember the times I fell out of my chair. I was like, the past 3 years. I'm like, what the fuck have you been? You have an Xbox podcast for the last 3 years, and you're like, yo, this month, this is the best game they released in the last 3 years. I would be like, wait a second, don't you have an Xbox podcast that you've been doing for the last 20? Like, what the hell have you been talking about for the last 3 years if this is the best game they got? Damn, hear it again.
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
Clown music enhanced. Oh man, hurt my sides. Oh shit on me. Oh man, and that I get yo, dude. That's what they're counting. As Hagit said, you guys eat up the crap. You can eat the crap that we're giving you. You can eat that crap. Ryan said it was the best game. It was the best crap he had in 3 years. It's like, that's the best meal. Oh, shit. Wait, what was that? Bread and some butter? Oh, shit. This is the best meal I had in 3 years. Fucking bread and butter. They starved him for 3 years. He's like, I got some bread and butter. He's like, oh, shit. Fucking gourmet. I'm like, who? Compliments to the chef. This is incredible bread and butter. Oh, man. Where's the chef?
Where's the lamb?
Where's the chef? Compliments to the chef.
This is the way.
Where's the lamb?
Show me to Dusty. Show me to the kitchen. I gotta compliment the chef on this bread and butter. This is the best meal I had in 3 years. Oh shit! Is that a tall glass of water? Oh, you spoiling me now. I gotta stop. I'm cracking myself up. All right, now I know it derailed everything. So, where are we now? Where are we now? So yeah, the rumored state of play from what's his name? Hate These Nuts? What's his name?
I have an exciting life now.
I forgot his name.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Who said
Watch
it?
this.
Somebody said it. Hate These Nuts? Black Nuts? Who's his name?
I can go directly to Black Nuts.
Who said it? Nate These Nuts? What's his
Oh,
name?
Nate
Nate the Nuts? What's his name? Why are Nuts?
It's Nate the something. Hang on.
Nate somebody.
Make the hate.
Oh, all right. I thought it was Hate These Nuts. But okay, yeah, he has a rumor coming out. You know, the guy who said that all these games were coming.
25 is coming.
Let that guy drop a kidney stone. And basically said that State of Play could be announced and coming next week via Nate These Nuts. Hate the Nate the Hates. There's no laughing at my tall glass of water. What's up, Tool Man? There you go. PlayStation is reportedly having the prepping for a State of Play for Valentine's Day week. Oh man, listen. I don't know I'm not hoping for state of plays. I'm gonna get to the super chats. Don't worry, I got a couple here. I'm not gonna worry about the state of plays. If they happen, they happen. I'm not gonna hope out there, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this crystal clear. If Sony does a state of play Valentine's Day style, and they show some bangers coming, it is gonna be Valentine's Day Massacre Part 2 for Microsoft. Fucking sequel. That's right. This is going to be the goddamn sequel. Last year, we had the glorious Xbox podcast where Phil said, just for games. Just for games. Don't take it as some sort of sign. Just for games. And Sarah said some crazy shit about the most innovative console, but that's her talking out her crazy ass. That wasn't me. But I told her in the cue cards to say that shit. She said that crazy stuff. That wasn't me. That was Sarah saying that crazy shit. I believe, he threw her under the bus. I went back and listened to that stuff when they were saying, like, didn't you say about the most innovative hardware ever? And he goes, I believe Sarah said that. Oh, shit. I told you, he threw her under the bus. He threw her ass under the bus. But anyway, that was last year's Valentine's Day Massacre. If Sony comes out here and shows a slate of games, yo... and they gotta get Forza coming. Oh, man. All I'm going to say, man, Sony, this is the thing. They got Herman went back to his desk. He saw the buttonless shirts. He's like, I need a showcase. Maybe we'll get back. You FAFO'd? Get the hell back to business. I want it. Do a state of play. Show fucking Wolverine. And just end it. End it. Say Forza's coming and Wolverine. Show it all. That's what I would do. Man, if I was Sony, I'd be thank you for your games and here's our slate. And just wrap it up. Shut it down. That's it. Phil Spencer is on the ropes. He has one finger on the ropes trying to not fall out of the ring. Yo, Royal Rumble style. Drop kick his ass. It's over. Herman, come in there with the goddamn spinning drop kick. Get in there, Herman Holtz, and just end it. Come in there with a state of play, show your second slate, and end this shit now. That's what you need to do. You need to get in there and go like this. He's on the ropes and go like this. Give him a nice spinning cartwheel kick. That's it. He's dangling, man. He's like, take Forza, take our games, Sony. We got nothing left. That's when you drop kick his ass. Trojan horse my ass. More like a Trojan condom. Protect yourself from bullshit. That's what that is. That's what that is. Get him, Herman. That's what we need. We need shirtless Herman to drop kick Phil Spencer out the goddamn ring. Demoted and all. That's right, Corey Maskey. Demoted. Herman Holtz got nothing to fight for. He's like Rocky 5 right now, Herman Holtz. He was there at Rocky 4. He was living the CEO life. He was partying up there with Hideki. They were in the goddamn, the celebrating at Sony headquarters. They were both co-CEOs. But then just like Rocky 4, he fucking got knocked out. And Herman now, he's back in the streets. He's in Rocky 5 now. He's like, you know what? I gotta get back. It's not how hard you get hit. It's how hard you come back. That's right, Herman. I gotta get back to the studios. I gotta show that I can do it. Adrian, I can do it. It's Rocky 5 right now. He has to go find his Tommy gun and tell you, I'm going to build the studio. I'm going to build the studio. That's right. Herman demoted and all. He could still knock out Phil Spencer. Dropkick his ass. That's it. Phil Spencer bent the knee. He's bringing them all the games. Forza, the best games that Phil got in his pockets. Now do the goddamn state of play. Send it. That's right. Somebody took the champagne away. Thrifty, what do you think about a state of play next week?
I mean, I always want one, right? Like I'm like everybody else. I want one. I think PlayStation probably has been waiting to reveal any of their stuff before they like realize what Microsoft was going to do, or like I know that they know what games are coming over. So I'm not talking about like, oh, Forza's coming over. They waited for that announcement. I think that they were waiting on.
It better not be.
No. I think they were waiting on the
date. Take all that back then.
I think they were waiting on the date. I think Microsoft has now given them the date, and Microsoft's show is done. They got some free publicity for Expedition 33 because we all know that that game is going to sell gangbusters on the PlayStation. But I think that they were waiting on the date. They were waiting on Xbox to get done with their show. And now that it is, it makes sense to do a state of play right now. It makes sense to possibly do a state of play, do one this month in February, and then do one in March, dropping the release date of Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah. Actually, I was looking here in the article. They said that, they had a state of play in January and February last year. Last January, they had the state of play showing Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, and plus a look at Death Stranding 2 and Silent Hill, which is another game that, you know what, skipped Xbox. Well, I don't know when that's supposed to be coming out for Xbox. Silent Hill 2, nobody asking for it. I've been playing it damn good.
I mean, they've been asking for Black Myth Wukong and still can't get that.
Dude, that's what, and then that's we'll next we're gonna get into the wrap up here.
That's the next thing.
One. Yeah, that's the next one we're gonna get into. And then also they had a February state of play. We focused on Resident Evil 4. In 2023 they had one. So they had one last year around this time. They had one in February of the year before. So we will see here.
I think we get one.
But I agree really with the Grindhouse. Keep your expectations in check. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, knowing Sony, they're probably going to show some Google Gaga bullshit. They'll probably show like, oh, you've been waiting for that goddamn guy that walks like he got a stick in his ass. That what is that? Baby steps. They're going to show that shit. Baby steps. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff Sony would do. Herman Big, I didn't do that one. Yeah, they'll do that one. I'll be like, gosh, that's the kind of bullshit Sony would do. They're like, I'll stay to play, and they'll be like, we know you've been wondering where. They'll have like that girl of the studios, like, we know you've been wondering where this game has been. Here it is, dude with stick in his ass, walking around. It's like, oh shit, Sony, what are you doing?
What if that was Shuhei's final like joke and prank to the PlayStation team? Was like, this game.
Oh no, man!
Like he's like, no, seriously, it's gonna do great. It's gonna do great.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Like, green lighted.
Dude, if that's the kind of shit Sony would do though. Like right when they got Microsoft like putting out their games on PlayStation, when they could kind of like solidify, kind of establish like, hey, here are our games now. We're not just waiting for their stuff. They'll come out and show like, oh, it's baby step release date. It's like, oh shit, not like this. This is what we're doing here. Don't diss babies, that Michael says. Dude, are you kidding me? That game, I thought that was a joke. That game, baby steps. Let me get these super chats here. Let's go. Stay Root 5. He goes, I'll give them one thing. They saved us from Starfield. Nah, that's coming. I'm telling you, they're not done with that one. They got to come out. They got to make sure that you play that trash DLC as well. Michael Murray with the 5. He goes, I wonder if Toys for Bob from Bob signed a publishing deal with Microsoft to become independent, maybe like Ninja Gaiden deal. Well, I think they said that they were going to bring in their game to them. Their next game was going to be on Xbox there, but that leads us into the whole back into the Shawn Layden thing, because we kind of derailed a lot of stuff here. But I just got the clip from Shawn Layden, what he said about the deal, and I got a couple of interviews here. Let me get the other one as well. Let me get here. What is it? I got to go to my history here. History here. I got to pull this up. There we go. So we got two executives talking about this thing. This came about. So hit that like button, grinders, and we come to the new you thought the rest was juicy. Get ready for this juicy. I said juicy. Let's get ready. Juicy. We're getting juicy now.
Juicy, dirty flames.
Oh yeah, juiciness.
Juicy, dirty, juicy, on that bitch Xbox. Juicy.
Woo! Be juicy. I thought that was Phil with a cast on his hand, but it's a lady's hair in the background. I thought Phil had a broken hand. Oh, there you go. That's when the deal was being made, right there. There was the deal. But let's hear what Shawn Layden had to say. Shawn, get in here. I really don't care. There he goes. Let's hear what he got to say.
What is Shawn's opinion on Microsoft's latest business strategy of making their IPs multi-platform? And will it increase or diminish Xbox brand value in the eyes of gamers?
Multi-platform is a strategy. Multi-platform means widening your addressable market.
as the marketing guys say. Just getting more people a chance to see it. What it does do to their brand, I think, yeah, it makes the conversation harder to create. What you mentioned earlier is the FOMO. How do you create the FOMO? Trying to do that by bringing everyone to your platform, saying, if you're not here, you're missing out. But if it's available on all platforms, that's one of your marketing tactics you can't use. You can't say it's only available here if it's available everywhere. So it's a balancing act, right? I'm increasing my addressable market. Yay, that's good. I'm making it harder to sell the only on my platform story over here. So we've seen it before. I mean, I was in the business when Sega brought their Dreamcast titles to PlayStation 2. And in time, then Sega became a software-only company. And have but a great transformation in that respect. Let's be honest. They're doing great.
Yeah.
So it does have historical precedence.
Oh man. Ouch. Major ouch. Oh man.
Is that a deal? No, I keep losing at deals, and I don't want to make a deal anymore. I am leaving, and you can't stop me. I'm packing my bags.
Damn. So let me get Thrifty. What do you think about what Shawn Layden said? Then we get FROGZ. What did you think?
Dude, I think he's 100% accurate. Like, the comparisons to Sega are astoundingly accurate. It's the only difference is that it's what you said earlier. It's Xbox is doing it really slowly. Sega just dropped and left. At least that's what it felt like to me back in the day when that happened. Like, I was a teenager at the time, and it just felt like they just boom. Next thing I know, I don't see Sega on the shelf anymore.
Yeah, they couldn't make. I mean, they get like they get a hardware issue. They just kept releasing too much hardware.
But there's too many different options. And so what this is, though, I love when Shawn Layden talks about 90% of the time, because it's stuff like this. And he says kind of what everybody else is already thinking. Like, what are your hopes? Like he said, third party is definitely a strategy. He didn't say it was a good one. He just said it's definitely a strategy.
Yeah, he's like, it's a strategy. Yeah.
I mean, you can do that. That's one way you can go saw down that tree with a butter knife. Sure. Probably not the best way to go about it, but it's a way to go about it. And that's what Sega did. Like you said, they kept releasing console and hardware, and it just got to be too much. They were sinking too much money into that, and it didn't work, and they weren't selling enough because PlayStation had come out and PlayStation grabbed so much of the market. Like, I think it's beating a dead horse at this point, but my God, Xbox has nowhere to go from here but full third party, because there's nothing to draw you now. Like Shawn Layden said, there's nothing to draw you to that console. Like, there's nothing.
See, that's the thing, Thrifty. You got to correct these. It's not just the console. It's the platform. See, you got to remember, like, the console is part of their platform. Their platform is Game Pass, cloud. Because this hurts that, not just the console. The console is devastated from this, but what really hurts, that's where I'm saying, like, what's the future? If it hurts the platform. Why would you go to Game Pass or play the game, like somebody said, on a Fire Stick for $20 a month when it just comes to the platform that you play on in a Switch or a PlayStation or a PC? Like, that is just a preference of like how you want to buy the game, and we are seeing then that is a scarcity. Who's sitting there playing Xbox games on a Fire Stick? That is a huge minority of gamers. That's not where they are. They're on those other devices. So like, if you're bringing the games that people want to play there, how are you going to build a platform to attract publishers and developers and customers to your platform? That's cloud, console, and Game Pass. How? You don't have any exclusives. How do you sell the platform? That's the thing. It's not just a console.
Well, you sell it with Game Pass. Like that's, I know it's kind of circular reasoning, but literally you sell it with Game Pass.
But Game Pass is not growing on it. Game Pass is not growing.
Well, I know.
Trying to sell it on Game Pass.
That's the problem. Like the thing is,
look at Call of Duty did on Game Pass. That's a microcosm of the future of their brand.
It's
Call of
too
Duty
late for
in Game Pass.
solutions. That's the problem.
You're right.
There's not a solution in the world that's going to work right now. And so, we're talking about these kind of hypotheticals, like what could they do? Why are they doing this? They have no, like, there literally is nothing they can do. Josh said it in the chat. They are in deep shit. Like,
that's what I said before. Yeah.
Problem.
This is just a patch. This is not, and like I said before, they're doing it Civil War style. They are not doing, like you said, like Sega, where they were just here and they're just going to keep their brand, keep their Sega name as something that's relevant on other platforms. Microsoft is erasing. What do we need to do it again? I think we need to. Thrifty again and again.
For 6 years, I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
What's up, anonymous boss? Exactly. It is. They are killing it from the inside because they're not pulling off the Band-Aid, like Frog said. They are not being truthful what the future is. They are slowly drip feeding this and making each person have to do a spin-a-rooney. And what's crazy is they built this up. See, the difference with Sega, there wasn't this kind of social media type thing where I'm going to interview you, I'm going to take you out, I'm going to give you free games so you can review them first. You see all those people playing Avowed. They don't even have review. They don't even do reviews. They're like, oh, I'm playing Avowed. It's like, I saw the guy Stallion, the guy that got the world record for the game for achievements. I'm like, who? Why the fuck did they got Stallion getting review codes? Like, does he do reviews? He just plays games. Like, he should stream them. But like they just give them out to any kind of Xbox influencer. All that stuff built kind of a camaraderie that they're now killing from the inside because they're taking the stuff that they use as leverage and putting it elsewhere and making all those people feel less special because they felt special because Phil touched them. Phil was in their rooms. Phil was talking to them. Phil sent out his minions to help out. Like, he gave them the message. He gave them. Don't you remember last year, Thrifty, like how many people were upset because they weren't privy to the whole news first, and Nate the Hate, they were going after his ass because they thought that he was lying because that's not what I'm hearing. Man, Bootleg Jez Bootleg was even mad. Like the insiders were yelling at the insiders because they felt special and they got upset that they weren't in the know. And they're like, how did that dude hear that? But my insiders didn't tell me. And it was a battle of the insiders. And you saw what the importance was. It wasn't the fact that the games were going there and their identity was being lost. It was the fact that, oh, I thought I was special. I thought I had insiders. I thought that I had some sort of relevance here. And you told me I was important at that rooftop party. And it was all about the clout, Josh. Exactly. It was all about who knew what and who was a real insider. The insiders were fighting the insiders. And it was ridiculous because it wasn't even about what games it was. And then they try to outdo themselves by going like, well, I heard it's Master Chief Collection. Well, I heard it's Gears. And then I heard it's Starfield. I heard it's everything back. I heard it's Crackdown. And everybody's just trying to get clout and pretending that they were an insider. They were trying to beat out the other people going, well, I know there's more games. I got 5 games I heard, and the other ones I heard too. And this culture is built off of Xbox doing controlled leaks and all that bullshit. But that's what they built. Microsoft and Xbox and Phil built that community. That's the one that he's shitting on after he rode him through the mud. So they're killing this thing from the inside. But back to the Sega thing. They are not going to leave. The Microsoft Corporation, that's what they are right now. Because the Xbox brand, it's done. And this thing, that Josh has shared, this is friggin' wild. Because look at this thing. Like the comparison is ridiculous. Debut with
the crazy graphic.
This is crazy. It's almost like gen to gen. Perfect. Like the peak was the Genesis. What was that first one? Is that Master System? The debut was the Master System, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
what is that? I was a Nintendo person.
The Dreamcast.
What is the first one? Is that Sega Master System?
Dude, I don't know. I was Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation.
I think that was the Master System. Yeah, the Sega Master System. Then they came out with the Genesis, and then they had the Saturn, and then they came out with the Dreamcast.
And that's not even showing the monster tower that you could get.
The Sega
like
CD.
3-layer, the Sega CD, and like how they all like stacked on top of each other to make the whole Sega tower.
But this is crazy though, because Genesis was the peak, that was the 360, and then you got the start of the decline. And no, what's crazy is that you remember the CD attachments and all this other shit, and then that Xbox One is the start of the decline, and then the death blow. Dreamcast came out. It was a fickle market, tough market to get into. And I would say, by the way, Dreamcast had Windows CE on it. Oh man, pause.
25. It's coming.
It's coming. They knew it was a death blow right there when they partnered with Microsoft and they had online. And what's crazy, and this is what's crazy, is that actually the Dreamcast, and I wouldn't say S, but I would say the Xbox One X, probably the most capable machines out of all of them, because the One X, the Series X, the Series X and the Dreamcast were probably the most capable hardware because they learned their lessons from the Xbox One. The hardware was a struggle. They had all that crap. I think if the Series X just came out by itself and wasn't pulled down by the Series S, I think the Series X would have been a decent console to have, like a second one to have in the house. Like, I think, it didn't have any overheating problems. It just needed the content, the games. And then there you go. And the future of the brand, putting third-party games on all platforms that were considered rivals. And shit, that's exactly what they're doing. And I know Microsoft doesn't want to have those correlations to Sega, but the thing is that it is spooky, and it's the same exact thing that's happening there. And yeah, and that was fun. I saw somebody tweet out too that somebody's like, everybody wanted Microsoft to buy Sega, and now Phil said, no, I'm going to become Sega. I was like, damn, people are ruthless, dude. They're like, get to the chopper. We're out of here. We're going to Sega. It's crazy. It is crazy that this is where they are. But yeah, Shawn Layden said that. And then, just to kind of follow up with another executive here as well, we have Shawn Layden got there. And then we also have Adam Boyes, for some reason, talking to Danny Pena of Gamertag Radio. But let's hear Adam Boyes, who definitely looks and then we'll get to FROGZ and what he thinks in this.
Your thoughts about that, where a company like Microsoft now going multi-platform, those days, early days when you were at PlayStation, it was we have the exclusive, you only can find it on this console, so what are your thoughts about that change and that strategy that Microsoft is heading?
Yeah, I understand why people have feelings about it and opinions, because if their idea is the identity of me choosing a brand and being beholden to that brand is like, unilateral, and therefore that should be the one source of all content. And I love that Phil mentioned, like, there's a box in the name, right? Xbox is part of the name.
Uh-oh.
But I do...
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
This is Adam Boyes. You know how you share Xbox games? People want to know who Adam Boyes is. He was the third part of head of games, yeah. I'll show you his video. But he said box.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
I do think if we think about it, sort of the analogy of like, they were Blockbuster that became Netflix. And what I mean by that is when they began, it was about the physical unit being the sort of entertainment experience in the living room. And that was basically a plastic player that you put discs in and it plays it. So you need to serve people with the physicality of it. Retail and partnerships are important, right? You and I both waited in many lines at many early morning openings to rush in there and sprint against everyone else. I usually lost the race, by the way. But, to get that console as fast as we possibly could. And it's just different now. So now they are basically an entertainment provider and not just a disc sort of producer and distributor. So if we think about that, the analogy of like, if we think maybe PlayStation's the HBO, Microsoft's the Netflix, and Nintendo's sort of the Disney, if we think about things like that, then their job is to get it incredibly interactive and engaging entertainment out to as many people as possible. And that's why I'm totally down. Now, you're absolutely right that when you're trying to sell someone the new version, is it 8K? Is it 16K? Is it 32K? Where are we going from here? Right now, I'm happy with the number of Ks, in the fidelity. It's great. Then the value proposition changes. And I understand why traditionalists are looking at that being like, I don't like change. I want it to only be where I want it to be. And that's the part where my logic gap starts to break. Because when Phil and his team are putting amazing content on more platforms, who's the victim? I've been asking a lot of people, like, who's the victim? And there aren't any, except for people that are just like, well, I want it only where I bought it, and that's what I expect. So I think that's interesting. So I applaud them for being agile enough in a sort of changing and transitioning market to expand. But I agree with you that, like, the value proposition of that physical unit, that, by the way, they weren't making a lot of money on anyway. No one makes a ton of money on the margin of those hard boxes. They make a lot of margin on selling content. So them leaning on that, I don't think it means it's the end of a physical entertainment unit in anyone's living room. But I do think that it's a sign of that the game sort of landscape's changing.
You know,
so I'll let you guys listen. I'll give my first thoughts on that. You know, first off, it says a lot of things about amazing content and amazing things, and I think Microsoft still is. I think Microsoft still is in the position of proving that they can make consistent, reliable games. You know, I think people just looking at this stuff, they're kind of jumping the gun. I think that there needs to be, you know, Microsoft has a tall hill to climb. Like, they need to have some steady output and quality games. Like, you know, they were hyping up Redfall before it released, and you look at on a thing like, oh, they got Redfall and Starfield. What a year they're going to have. And it's just like, yeah, and look what happened. So I think that there needs to be some sort of amazing content demonstrated before we just assume amazing content is coming. That's one thing. The other thing is that he says, similar to Shawn Layden, is that this is going to hurt them to sell any hardware. So basically, it is the end. And he says they don't make a lot of money on the hardware anyway. So basically, it is a means to an end. It basically is like, how do you come out and say, hey, here's a new Xbox, check out what it can do, 8K or whatever like this. And it's like, yeah, okay, good. One of the things that I was thinking about when I listened to this was this whole move by Microsoft. How does this affect you buying games from them? Kingdom Come in your face 2, Kingdom Come 2 comes out. Sitting here, are you confidently buying stuff and continuing to build your Xbox library with, is it going to work on PC? Is it going to come with me when they launched our Xbox app? Do I buy games from the 360 era? Do I buy this whole collection of games here? Are these compatible with cloud? Are these compatible with PC? Is this where's the next Xbox? What is it going to be? He keeps talking about a handheld. Like, is the handheld work? Like, the problem is that this whole thing, like I said, they're killing it from the inside. It makes a consumer, and I wouldn't buy stuff from their store because I don't know where it's going to be. You see the diversity of where things are. Oh, it's on a cloud. Oh, it's not Play Anywhere. This is on a cloud. Oh, that's on Play Anywhere, but that's not on Play Anywhere. That can only be played on the Windows Store. It's not on cloud yet. And it's sort of like it's all scattered all over the place. And what is this handheld? And what is this Windows overlay? And what is forward compatibility? They're not clear. They're saying, imagine a world where you just play everything and everything works everywhere. Dude, that sounds like a fantasy show. When is that happening? Because you've been talking this game for a long time. So what they're doing is, not only does it hurt them to sell a console, but it hurts the platform, but it also hurts the buyer buying games from the store. And one other final thing I'll add to that point is that the fact that if people are on Game Pass, they do not own anything in the store, so they could easily go, cancel my subscription. I'm gone. I'm going to this platform. And people could easily pick up and leave because they don't have a committed library of games that they purchased. So it is a double-edged sword here. Are you buying games? You're nervous about buying games from a store given this uncertainty of what this is going to be? What is this future like? Is it going to be a traditional console? Is it going to be a handheld? Is it going to be a combo? We don't know. There is doubt. And all they could do is just say the innovative hardware. And even he didn't even elaborate on that. Instead, Phil just threw Sarah under the bus going, oh, that's crazy Sarah saying those things. He didn't even elaborate on what the hell she was talking about. Like, he don't know. He just pawned it off as her. Like, they're not being clear. They need to show what the hell this future is, because people are not going to invest in their ecosystem. And then on top of that, you got a bunch of people that are subscribed that could pick up and leave after their subscription ends. So you are left with nothing. So this is going to really be a challenge for them. Like, they are up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. It is really crazy. And what he's saying, you know, this whole multi-platform strategy and you know, but he says again, the thing is that it's nice. He's being nice about it, because I think people think because he's a PlayStation former exec, he's going to talk shit. So they kind of be like, oh no, it's great for them. It's good for them. You know, it's good. Listen, they still have a lot of shit to catch up on with quality games. And people just think, oh, Janky Jones came out December, didn't sell. It got good reviews. It's like, oh, Microsoft is on a roll. It's like, oh, okay. Let's wait and see. You can't just have one game that does well critically and just go, oh, they're back. You can't do that. So let's go to FROGZ. FROGZ, what do you think about these two interviews?
I think they're spot on. I believe that what they're saying is just what's to come. I think that, you know, we're at a time and a place in gaming history that, you know, it is what it is. You know, it should be no more denying it. It should be no more, hey, you know, there's going to be a big turnaround. Realistically, I think now as an individual person who plays video games, I put a tweet out and I just wish the best for the software. Hopefully this makes software better going forward. Who knows? I know making games is a long process, but hopefully we get better software, you know, due to this. And we're just going to have to see, man. I think with Nintendo's console, that'll be the really turning point, because I don't believe that hardware from Nintendo or Sony is just going to sell as fast as it can, because I think we've reached a point where we'll get 100 million with Nintendo, we'll get 100 million with Sony, but I think it'll be a slow burn until the next generation. So we're going to have to see. We're just going to have to see.
Yep. Thrifty, what do you think about Adam Boy's interview?
I think I agree with what Frog said. I think we got to wait until the next generation to see what happens. But it's
what do you do to your purchases now? I know you're not an Xbox like buying stuff from the store, but like if Sony was doing this, like would you buy digital stuff from the store thinking that it might come with you, or?
No. Hell no. Hell no. No, so here's the fun fact about me. See, you're right. I don't buy Xbox games. I don't have an Xbox.
But if you don't know what the future is, are you investing in their ecosystem? Like buying
But I
games?
do own a PlayStation. And I have been with Sony since the PS1. And if they pulled this type of shit, I would be gone in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the problem. The moment that Sony comes out and says, hey, PlayStation Day 1 titles are going to PC, doesn't matter multiplat, doesn't matter multiplayer, doesn't matter first party title, second party title, doesn't matter anymore. They're all going to PC. That's the day that I just go, you know what? I pay way too much for this box. I have a PC in my bedroom. I'm just going to play on PC. Or if they say, hey, it's going to Xbox, then it becomes cool. Which one runs the games better? Now, I'm in a privileged position to say my PS5 Pro runs the games better. But if it's flipped, then I'm just going to go to where the games look best and not necessarily which console I prefer, which plastic box. So there is literally nothing that they can do at this point to give confidence to any of the people who claim Xbox as their preferred console. There isn't. Because like you said, what are you going to do? You're going to buy Janky Jones. Cool. You're going to buy Avowed. You've already bought Forza. But now, because you wanted to play all the exclusives from PlayStation, and y'all bots don't cap, you have PS5s. Like now, you really didn't need to have two systems in order to do what you've been doing for the past 3 years. You just had to have patience.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can get rid of your Xbox because everything is coming over to PlayStation. So you get the exclusives and you get the Xbox games that you so dearly love. So no, there's no confidence. There's nothing that they can do to instill this confidence. And they've literally shot themselves in the foot at every single corner. And that graphic that Josh sent you is absolutely wild.
It is,
with
right?
those
It's
comparisons.
spooky.
It's crazy.
That is
like,
spooky.
For all the same reasons.
Yep.
Like,
and just
if you
flooding the
look
market
at
with
it-
hardware too. Sega was like Team Ninja. Like they didn't have enough money and they kept funding more and more hardware, pumping out hardware and stuff like that. But the thing is though, is that Sega did have a good lineup of games though for their Dreamcast, and they did still have the games though that were coming out. Like Microsoft had a double whammy where they flooded hardware. And like I said, like this is the problem they're in, dude. They have not curated any kind of franchises or great games that people dying to play. They got to go into the vault, you know, to bring this stuff over, because the current stuff, it's, you know, nobody's knocking down the doors for, like, you know, we wanted Indiana Jones. It was just funny that Indiana Jones was like coming over there, and the way they announced it, which was again was a disservice to all their fans and whatever like that. Like, you know, it's crazy how they did that
You
stuff.
put
Like,
that shit on a blog post 3 weeks later. Like,
yeah, you don't even
like-
mention its existence. Like, and you at least let Indiana Jones sell for the month and not wait for PlayStation. But again, that's why I said how fast this is happening and how aggressive they are. This is not a long-term chess match. This is desperation to get money back into the system, to make sure they don't have to shut it down, to protect their investments, because they know that Stutter and Satya is going to come in there, not stuttering and go, Phil, you know what? I'm not seeing the money in here. Amy in the Hood just took me out back and told me that this is over. Tim Stewart said this is enough. Start picking studios, wrap them up. We're going to sell off the assets. And then you'll see, just like Tencent, just like Embracer Group, they'll start just selling off IP. They'll be like, okay, it'll be like a friggin', it'll be like a goddamn bidding war. Like, okay, who wants Obsidian Games? Like, you know, who wants this franchise? Who wants this studio? Like, and they're going to do that shit. They already did it with Hi-Fi. They already, dude, like, you just look at Hi-Fi Rush. That's a microcosm of actually what will happen. They will do the same thing. Who wants to buy them? Who wants to go independent? Ninja Theory, you want to go back to being independent again? Yeah, sure. And they'll start doing that. If they don't get this money in, it will be a fire sale. It will be like everything must go, because Satya will be like, we're not funding all these studios, all these publishers. We're going to grave rob what we need. We need the Activision Blizzard King. We need King. We need this. We need that. Get rid of everything else. You know, because, you know, a Clockwork Orange or Clockwork Revolution is not going to bring back money here. You know, it's a nice game, but the thing is like, it looks cool. I'm interested in playing it. But like to Satya, he don't even know gaming. He's going to be like, yeah, you know what? Sell it off. Somebody will buy it, and let's try to get our money back of what we spent.
God,
And
that game actually looks good.
I know it does. But that's why when Phil says in order to save the business, that's what he's talking about. They invested a lot of money and they need to bring some money back, and it's not coming from all their promises. Game Pass, you know, they keep saying, oh, PC Game Pass is growing. Growing where? It's not growing in reverse. It's growing. The most people that played games, oh, great. 4 million people played Indiana Jones. Wow, let's see the numbers. What flat? What the fuck is 4 million people playing? What does that matter? Like, Microsoft's getting called out on the bullshit because all their, like, a 10% growth in the most people ever eating sandwiches in Starfield. And now the investors are like, yo, you spent $80 billion. How's it going? Because that's what somebody said. Like, I was listening to Brad Sams or somebody like that, and they were like, the first time ever on an earnings call did the investors ask about the gaming sector. They never, ever asked about it before. They asked about it this quarter. How's the gaming going? Because guess what? When you spend $80 billion, you're on everybody's radar. And now they got all the eyes on them. And Phil has to show some sort of money coming in. All this, you know, 20 people. You can tell investors, oh, you know what? 10 million people ate sandwiches on a ship this month. It's a great month. Great month. And be like, what do you mean? Real sandwiches? We're selling sandwiches now? Oh, no. They're virtual sandwiches they ate on a starship. Excellent month. The most sandwiches ever eaten by gamers. $10 million. The investor's like, what? The fuck? Who? We Subway? We make cold cuts and gabagool? What the fuck? We meat sandwiches. It's good news. All right, how much do we make? We lost money. Oh shit! It's shit. Fucking gabagool and provolone. We're making sandwiches. Like that's why I mean. Like nobody's eating that shit anymore.
Sorry, that broke me.
When it's like what the like that's it. The party's over, man. You can't use those fluffing numbers. We touched 5 million gamers. Oh shit, that's great. How much do we make? We lost money. What? Fuck we mean we lost money. But we touched them though. They said they'll come back. We touched. It's like somebody doing like free samples. Like, oh yo, you're outside. Yo, I gave out I served 15 plates of teriyaki chicken samples today. Excellent. How many people bought it? Nobody. They just ate from my plate and we left. Think about how your business would be if you had a dude standing out there giving teriyaki chicken and he gave 5 free plates of samples, but you didn't sell a goddamn meal to anybody. But we had a great day. 5 plates of samples of chicken teriyaki went out today. How much did we sell? Nothing. We lost money, actually, because that was all the chicken. Oh, shit. Fucking business. You'll be out of business next week.
Well, that and the chicken's undercooked.
Yeah.
So it doesn't.
It's like we lost money. I had to cook all that chicken. It's like, oh, shit, but nobody paid for it? It's like, nah, nobody paid for it. They'll come back. We touched them, though. We touched a whole bunch of customers. They'll come back. The next day, it's friggin' crickets. That's it. They're on the radar now. But I saw somebody say something here. Where was it? I think somebody said in the chat here. Here we go. Was it the Claymores? Managers are oversimplifying that no one gets hurt except fanboys. It's more complex than that. Focus dev on one platform equals higher quality and harder to launch low price hardware with lower expected sales. And that is where we're going for this. Hit that like button, become a VIP. If you like the music, you get the Ultimate Grinder, go there for the music, hit the VIP, become a member. There's more videos and music just for the VIPs as well as the Ultimate Grinders who get everything with the music. And hit that like button. We are going to the stars because you're going to love this. I got the receipts upon the receipts, and the Claymores will kick us off with this one because you're going to like this one, guys. Here we go. So, let's go talk about this whole. We got two kind of a double thing because I'm seeing a lot of the fallout of this stuff that they're hyping this this whole exclusivity. Put your game everywhere. You know, everybody puts their game everywhere. Everybody wins. Who's losing? Who's crying? Well, let's go see. Because we have a couple of people here. The real reason that Final Fantasy 16 is only on PS5. And we have some answers here that, according to Square Enix, the PS5 is the only platform that is powerful enough to handle the massive battle scenes with the icons and the cinematic cutscenes that the company wanted to provide. These fights are a major selling point for the game. And I don't know, man. Square Enix, they've talking wild shit too. But this is what they said. While you're battling Ifrit and Garuda, you have that big battle in the background. The PS5 is loading the next scene. It's getting ready so we could seamlessly move into it. Final Fantasy 16 relies on the memory and transfer speed of the PS5 provides. Dude, listen. This is before it was coming to PC. This is the one dev talking about it. And then everybody crying. Well, this should be played everywhere. Stellar Blade dev. PS5 is a dream platform for Stellar Blade that Xbox fans almost had it. So let's see what the Stellar Blade says. They said Shift Up has revealed that he opted to bring the upcoming PS5 exclusive to a single platform and why PlayStation was the one. His comments made an interesting read. Speaking to Famitsu in a recent interview, he said, quote, I wanted to release a highly complete game on a single platform. When deciding which platform to use, we came to the conclusion that the PS5 would provide the most optimal gaming experience. PR buzzwords like sense of immersion gained from the speed of the PS5 SSD and the DualSense adaptive triggers. Kim does offer a second, more personal reason to make the PS5 As a fan of Sony games, making games on PlayStation has had a special meaning to me. This has been my dream since I was a child. There you go. So the guy wanted, that's what you do with your reputation there. Also, console exclusivity key to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now remember, this is devs talking about making one game for one platform, focused development, making it shine, and then we'll do on the ports later. But we don't need to do it simultaneously. So they quoted in this one, they were saying here, quote, had it not been on a single platform, the world map would not be seamless. The game design would have had to be regressed significantly. Quote, back in the same console generation of the original PlayStation, Sony Computer Entertainment had few franchises of its own, and in order to find a place in a very competitive video game industry, we sought to win hearts and minds of key third-party developers like Square. That focus on third-party partnerships, releasing games made by outside studios, ingrained in our DNA to this day. Final Fantasy has always been one primary franchise pillars on PlayStation consoles, and one of the best in the business by pushing beyond their fans and lofty expectations by showing off the PlayStation hardware. So people are like, well, that doesn't mean it can't run on everything else. Why are they talking about this thing? But, you know, this guy clears it up over here where he says they're not saying that the game can't run on other systems. They are saying that splitting the focus of the team to make it work on multiple platforms would have been time taken away from figuring out how to make the world seamless. That may have caused issues. Also about the Series S, they were saying, that releasing on weaker consoles, it may have been done because Series S inferior console. But we've seen this so many times before. Development focus on first party, on exclusive games. When you have one console to develop for, and listen, this is not just PlayStation. Because when you see this, I remember when Mr. Yellow Chair reviewed this game, he was running his mouth going, this game should be played everywhere. This game shouldn't be. That was his argument in his goddamn thing. This game should be everywhere. Oh. But guess what? I didn't hear a peep. You know what I heard? I heard crickets, Thrifty and Frogs, when our good friend Uber driver Todd Howard said the same exact bitch-ass thing for Starfield. I didn't hear anybody running around going, exclusives. It's not fair. It's not fair. Starfield should be played by everybody. It's not fair. Oh, no. Todd Howard said the same exact thing. You'd think it was just PlayStation hyping up exclusives. Oh, no, no, no. Where was all the crying bitches now when this was running around in 2023? Where Mr. Todd Howard running around going like, where did he say it? Where was it? Oh, there he is. There he is. He says it right here. Where's your quote, Mr. Howard? This release is important for the moment of Microsoft, and especially if it's Xbox console. As an exclusive title, bosses hope it will draw more players to choose their machine over the main rival, the PlayStation. Despite the world's most popular titles being cross-platform, Howard argues that exclusives like this still have a place in the industry. Quote, when you're making something exclusive, then the more you can focus. He says, quote, this is the hardware or the thing people are playing on. So the ability to focus on that always yields a better product. Hold on, Todd Howardness. Hold on. You mean the 30 juicy frames at a Starfield?
Juicy. Juicy, dirty frames.
He said a better product. Juicy.
Dirty, juicy, juicy. On that bitch Xbox.
Juicy. That's right, Compost. See, I'm sure he was taken out of context with this quote. So he focused yields a better product. continues, you do want people to be able to access it, of course, but being with Xbox means there's an ease of access for us. And I'm told we're expecting more people playing this launch than anything we've ever done before. And that's despite success of our previous games. But Todd Howard wasn't done talking about exclusivity then. So all you bitches running around saying put your games everywhere, do it, do it, do it. Where were you bitches in 2023? Yeah, you were nowhere because you were eating this shit up. You don't spend $7 billion to play games. Here you go. Todd Howard again, another friggin' quote. Here he goes. Quote, yes, it's exclusive. Xbox, PC. Keep in mind for us that exclusivity is not unique, even though we've done PlayStation stuff. We were traditionally PC developers in the beginning. We transitioned to Xbox. It became our lead platform. Like Morrowind was basically exclusive to Xbox. Oblivion was exclusive for Xbox for a long time. Our initial stuff is all Xbox. So we get to develop saying we're focused on Xbox. It's not abnormal for us in any way. And here he comes again. Just when you want to try to give me that PlayStation hate going, oh, they're just talking about PlayStation. It can run on everything. Well, where were you running around with Todd Howard and his goddamn Uber driving ass? Here he goes again. Quote, from a development side, I like the ability to focus and have help from them. The top engineers at Xbox. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yo, he's giving a shout out to the Xbox ninjas. That's fucking sweet. He shouted out the Xbox ninjas. We are special top engineers. Now, we went there to STARFIELD to ensure the 30 frames per second. This is wonderful. I didn't even realize that Todd Howard gave us a shout out. This is wonderful. The Xbox ninjas, all the time, special top engineers and quality games. Holy shit. Todd Howard shouted out the Xbox ninjas. 2 dudes, 1 tooth. Oh, shit!
I have an exciting life now. Breakfast to go. You're gonna love my nuts.
There we are. Give me those Xbox ninjas in the chat. He shout out those Xbox engineers, the ninjas. This is sweet. Holy shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. God damn it.
What you just said is one of the most...
Oh, my goodness. Son of a bitch. So Todd Howard shouting out those Xbox ninjas. He's like, those 2 dudes and 1 tooth, they were great. I got to give them 5 stars on Yelp. They came over there. They had no shirt on. They had 1 tooth. I counted 1 tooth between them. The 2 of them that came in there. Like, show us STARFIELD. I took them over to STARFIELD. These Xbox ninjas got to work. They took out the hammer. They got the nails. I was like, what the? Guys, what are you doing? They're like, this is our special tools that we use to fix the games. They're like, what the fuck? Why you have hammers and scotch tape? What are you doing here? This is where the Xbox is. We're going to get to 60 frames. Try to get to 60 frames per second. Sorry, we only can do 30. Sorry. Like, yo, they showed up with 2 dudes, 1 tooth, scotch tape, goddamn hammers and nails. They're like, what the fuck are you doing here? We're here to fix STARFIELD. Like, you here to fix the bathrooms? The fuck? Shout out to the Xbox ninjas. Man, I told you they're real. I told you. And this is their work. This is their work right here. Oh shit. The top engineers at Xbox. We're the best of the best. Oh shit. Oh man. He says the top engineers at Xbox to say, quote, I'm going to use their voice. They go, we were going to make this look incredible on the newest systems. Oh, shit. That's a quote from the Xbox ninjas. He quoted them. The top engineers at Xbox to say, quote, we are going to make the best looking incredible on the newest systems. It's like, from my standpoint, that's just awesome. Holy shit. Oh, damn. Xbox Ninja quote. Man. Baldante with the 20 bomb. Woo! Get us that emoji.
Thank you for the VIP membership.
Get the glaze.
Thank you for the VIP membership.
We need that emoji.
It's for harder than the feeling it. It's for harder than the feeling it.
It's coming.
Xbox no, feel that. Well,
where's the lamb sauce?
Yo, shout out to Valdante. Dude, yo, they was the yo, Todd, they was the like, yo, give a shout out to Xbox Ninjas and quote them. Oh man. So there you go. From a development side, I like the ability to focus and have help from them, the top engineers at Xbox, to say we're going to make things this look incredible on our new systems. It's like, from my standpoint, that's just awesome. So there you go. And there you go. Xbox reps like Aaron Greenberg have also chimed in, reiterating how the space RPG will be launching exclusively on Xbox. Wow. Wow, oh wow, pure Xbox, pure bullshit. That is so nice. Where were you? Where are you now? I need to know. Where's all this? Where is it? Here we go. Where is it?
$7.5 billion. Not 75 million, not $7.50. $7.5 billion. You do not acquire an entire publisher and all their studios and their intellectual property to just have timed exclusives and DLC perks and first on Game Pass and things like that. You spend that is almost double what Disney spent on Star Wars. Think about that. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I understand the arguments that come out about, well, look at Minecraft, look at this, look at that. Of course, Microsoft is not going to rip away existing deals or existing IPs that have shown up on other platforms. So again, just looking at it from a Bethesda standpoint, Fallout 76 is going to continue to be everywhere. Of course it is. Elder Scrolls Online is going to continue to be everywhere. Makes sense, right? But when we start to get into the new sequels and the new IPs that Bethesda's working on, it doesn't make business sense to make that major of an acquisition and leave everything status quo. Why did you spend $7.5 billion then? You could have spent, quote unquote, $75 million and got all those games on Game Pass or some timed exclusive.
A few years later.
Let's talk about what the actual rumors are and what their potential impact could be. So the first one, Hi-Fi Rush. If Hi-Fi Rush were to go to the Nintendo Switch, I actually think that's a good thing. I don't view that as a bad thing. I look at it as, here's a game that Shadow dropped a year ago, who was very critically acclaimed. We aren't really calling it a AAA game. It's more of a AA game, but it was, you know, from an Xbox standpoint, definitely one of their best games of 2023. Now, a year later, you're saying, hey, let's put it on another platform where we think another audience will appreciate it, and you put it on the Nintendo Switch.
And that was minimizing, dude. And that was him making it look like they're only putting small games on there. It's just a small game in Hi-Fi Rush. Like, yeah, dude. Then they started dropping Doom, and now the Forza Horizon and Indiana Jones, and now all of a sudden the shifts now. Now it's like, I'll put everything everywhere. But see, when Starfield was exclusive, like, just admit it, exclusives matter when you have them. But when you don't have them now, you just want everybody to sync with you. That's why this whole thing about putting the games everywhere, yet again, we're back again to this whole thing where exclusives are not important anymore. They don't do anything. And I can't believe these people got the same tone when they know that Nintendo Switch 2 is going to come out and Nintendo's going to show you what the hell goddamn exclusives do. Like, are you kidding me? Oh, but that's Nintendo. Oh, that seems convenient for you, but that shows that, you know, Nintendo not putting their games everywhere and having games to play. Like you want to hear the line? We got the line. Where is it? We got him right here. We got him right here saying it. Where's my beach Phil? Where's Phil at the goddamn beach telling you why people choose a product? He told you. He says, like, you know, he don't say put your games everywhere. That's why they choose us. No, no, no. Phil Spencer says people choose their games because why, Phil?
We're actually sold at a loss in the market. So
no, you are a loser. No, 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 Phil. Where are you on the beach? I need you on the beach. You got to tell everybody. You need to tell everybody what you heard. What you heard was, what you're doing was, well, yeah, where is it? There it is, Phil. Tell them. Tell them again.
Microsoft making future Bethesda games like the next Elder Scrolls exclusive to Game Pass.
One of the reasons people pick different consoles is looking at the exclusive games that are available. If you think about Nintendo, a platform I love. I mean, people think of Zelda, Mario. These are iconic franchises that are available on those platforms. For us, we have franchises like Halo and Forza and things that people love. And Sony has their own set of exclusive franchises. So as we're shipping things, we will definitely have new exclusive franchises coming to Xbox. There's no doubt.
But why is
really, Phil? People pick. They pick a platform based on the games that are playable, iconic. Oh, Phil, you don't mean they don't pick a console because of
where that box is in the name of our
oh
brand.
Shit! You mean you don't buy an Xbox because box?
Where that box is
because box is in the name. Like, oh, I need a box on my TV, so let me go get a box of Xbox because it's a box.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
Maybe I'll go buy a PlayStation because I can play and it's a station. It goes onto my TV. It's a place. That's why people buy their games. They buy because of
that box.
Because the box is in the name. That's why. That's what we get degraded to. You just buy an Xbox because box is in the name. It's like, what? No, people choose the platforms. I'm not even using consoles anymore. You want to talk about platforms? People choose the platforms that have the content that they want to play. And when you put the content everywhere else, nobody's going to choose your platform. They already aren't choosing your platform because the games that you put on your platform are kind of forgettable. You're starting to get better. You need to show consistency to build that brand, that platform trust that you are Microsoft Corporation Gaming. Because right now, you're still not getting it. All right? And it's not hitting. That's what I mean. You need to build up. But people are not choosing because the name.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
No, nobody's choosing that. So all these clowns running around like, put your exclusives everywhere. Dude, they just want misery loves company. Misery loves company. And we've been through this before. FROGZ knows we went through this shit before. When Xbox didn't buy any studios, and it was 2017 and 2018, it was like, exclusives don't matter. It's about putting your games everywhere. When Microsoft put their games on PC, it's like everybody needs to do it. Come on. We're all doing it. We're all on the street. Come on.
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
Now.
That's right. They're all streaking. Everybody's doing it. And then all of a sudden he bought Bethesda and everybody talking about Starfield. There was nobody screaming at Todd Howard. There was no review of Starfield saying this game is incredible. Everybody should be playing this. And what's insane, before I finish my rant, what's insane is that the PlayStation and Nintendo have the highest install bases of gaming console users. And Microsoft was telling everybody, our games are everywhere, but omitting the two biggest platforms of console owners. That was a wonderful Phil Ness twist. That's the problem. They needed to pretend that they were putting them everywhere, but they weren't. Now they are. Now they're putting their money where their mouth is. Now you're putting your games everywhere. Before you weren't. You were just putting it where you were still making a buck. Now you're putting it over there because you need to. But nobody was running around when they were playing Starfield in their review, Paris, like Final Fantasy VII, hearing how this game is too good to be an exclusive. That was his whole review on that piece of shit XCast. What the hell kind of review is that? Just review the goddamn game and shut up. Who cares where it's played? Oh, because you want to try to take it away? from where it's played because it's not played there, but nobody covered Starfield's review and said this game is absolutely Todd Howard's masterpiece and it should be on every platform. Actually, it was already being developed for a PlayStation and Microsoft told them to stop it. Pete Hines said it. Final Fantasy VII was never being rebirthed, was never being made for an Xbox, and Sony said, oh no, don't make it for them. Starfield was, but nobody had a problem with that. Nobody said Starfield should be on PlayStation and even a Switch. Even though PlayStation had 140 units, all that shit, all those systems out there, and they were admitting a huge market. When you sit here and go, oh, this should be on Xbox, what, on 30 people? But people, nobody was yelling with that. Nobody was yelling. But now they are. Now they're crying in the streets. Now they're like, I'll put it everywhere. And before I go to my final topic of rant, let me get Thrifty's and Frog's thoughts on the whole exclusivity change of heart. Guys, what do you think?
Frog, I'll let you go.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I had to go on a whole rant. I had all those articles there. I was mad about that shit.
It's not a change of heart. It's desperation. That's all it is. That's all. You have to. Okay, so go back to the Tim Stewart, Satya Nadella, end of June, beginning of August crap from last year. When Satya came out and said something, it was, oh my God, everything's going everywhere. Phil came out and had to correct that and kind of sidestep that. And then Tim Stewart came out and said, no, we no longer view them as competitors. Like, this shit sandwich has been fed to them for the past 3 years, and they're just now getting to the warm, gooey center. And so now it's out of sheer, utter, total desperation that they're doing this. Anybody who wants to know why nobody thought to say Forza last year was the game that was the big game that was going to come, why did nobody think to say that? Because it would have been the death of the console. It's been held on this imaginary line that as long as Halo, Forza, and Gears do not go, everything is still okay.
Mm-hmm. Said don't get your pitchforks. Yeah.
Now that it is going, and they went with one of the heaviest hitters, they went with one of the only games that is critically and commercially successful that they have under their belt. That wasn't some studio that they purchased. That wasn't some acquisition that they made. This is theirs. It's the only thing they have that's theirs, that's worth a damn right now, and they are shipping that. This is not a change of philosophy. This is a Hail Mary move of desperation. Please buy our shit so I have a job in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
This is absolutely not... somebody made the comment that this guy looks better than Ozempic Phil. And it really is once Phil lost all the weight, Xbox lost exclusive games. That's how this has gone. And so now, be it stress, be it whatever, the poor guy can't hold food down, it looks like, and he's just going through it right now. Which, honestly, desperation, stress, being concerned about your job, wondering if you're going to have one, all of those can play a factor. Now, that's all speculation. But, it goes back to the answer to your question. It's just desperation. These guys over at Xbox have no idea how to build a console. They have no idea what the gamer actually wants. Phil was more hyped about Play Anywhere, which he even admitted got some little tiny landing page.
Thank you for that thing. Wait, I got that's going to be the humdinger. We're going to stay for a little bit of that one. Okay, keep going.
He was more excited about Play Anywhere at the developer direct than he was about some of the games that they talked about. And they have some quality shit coming. South of Midnight actually looks really interesting and looks really good.
So did We Happy Few, right, Frogs? That looked good too.
Well, yeah.
And what happened to it?
Oh man, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Frog hates that game.
Oh my God.
No, go ahead, it's just desperation. No, go ahead, Frogs. That's my point. It's just desperation. They have nothing left to do. And honestly, I mentioned this a few months back. The PS5 Pro is literally what is going to save Xbox Studios.
Oh damn.
Oh damn.
That's a claim right there.
It's been my theory this entire time. Xbox now has a console that can beef up their games to make them run better, play better, act better, perform better, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I can understand that. You're right. It gives like their old games like a new coat of paint, where they don't even have that themselves. That's a good point.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PlayStation's playing Captain Save-A-Ho in this bitch, and the hoe is Xbox.
Oh damn.
That's
but you're right. Goddamn, you're right. PlayStation is the Richard Gere to the Julia Roberts. Oh,
the Julia Roberts.
Oh shit.
And Phil Spencer's Pretty
He's
Woman.
saving Phil from the streets. Oh shit, Thrifty going a Pretty Woman. Oh man, he's called PlayStation Richard Gere and Phil Spencer, Julia Roberts, saving her from the streets.
You realize that there's probably half of your audience that doesn't.
Nobody
get
knows
that
that is.
reference.
Go watch Pretty Woman. That's right. Nobody knows what that means. Like, who that?
But I'm gonna pass it over to
Jeez.
Frog because I swallowed something.
Swallowed bug.
Swallowed something.
Oh no.
Yeah, Frog. What did you think of the whole exclusivity thing and all that other shit? Like all this stuff like this they don't stop with this whole like.
I mean, my personal
bandwagon.
feeling is I think they're, as usual, desperation. We're gonna throw shit against the wall, see what sticks. And I think with some of their games coming out on PlayStation, they've seen some things stick and they like the way it looks. And so they're like, why not just bring more stuff over there? It's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like when we heard Phil say 4 games, and we said, no, this is the beginning. And their fan base said, no, they're only bringing 4 games. And then they started reporting the players and the numbers of people that were buying these games. It was like, holy shit, we're on to something. And I think that we're at a point where people who game on the Xbox, who want a fanboy, they're not going to talk about the console and the hardware anymore. The King Davids of the world are going to talk about the biggest publisher and statues. That's what they're going to talk about. And hey, more power to them. We saw this coming. Me and you called this many moons ago on a certain podcast, and we were called fieldmongers, and we saw this coming. We said if they keep moving the way they move, this is not going to be good for them in the industry. They're going to leave the industry in hardware, and they're just going to make software. Oh, it never happened. It never happened. And the reason people kept saying it never happened is because they associate Microsoft's Xbox with Microsoft being $1 trillion company. Yeah, they can just throw and burn money away, but I'm pretty sure they want to make that money back. Me, myself, or you and myself also said, the 360 days were when they were the hungriest, and we haven't seen that again. We haven't seen, them be as hungry. They went and purchased companies, and I think that when they bought Activision, it really put things in perspective. Like, wait, this sells the most here? Hey, you know what? I don't know what we're doing making hardware. We can just sell software, and I think it put a perspective. And I think they're in a think tank now. Of how do we bring this? How do we tell our audience of people who've been with Xbox so long that we want to make traditional hardware. We just want to be a software kind of company. And everybody keeps saying the same thing. What is the purpose next generation of buying an Xbox hardware?
That's what the executive said. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason if your games are everywhere. Buy it in a place that has the most consumer base, which is PlayStation. It's not even a PC. And people will say, oh, you got to buy it on a PC. People just say PC because of what the PC can do. But when we talk about just where these games sell at, it's the console. It's PlayStation. Call of Duty is one of the biggest games every year, and PlayStation fans eat it up. Madden, PlayStation fans. Football Club, PlayStation fans. It's not that they don't sell in other places. It's just where does it sell the most? I think with Nintendo's next console coming out, I think you'll see, and mark my words, when Nintendo does their big reveal, which is April, you're going to see a big marquee Xbox title in there. I can't believe that at this point they haven't brought over what's the game from the studio? I keep talking
They still
about
never brought over Hi-Fi
Ori.
Rush. And Ori.
Ori and the
Still
blind
Hi-Fi
Ori
Rush
1
was
and 2.
was supposed to go there.
Yeah, Ori is a great game. They could have brought
But
over
who's
both
gonna
of them,
make it
but
now?
you know when you listen to the studio that made Ori, they said they always wanted to bring that game over. It was Microsoft that had their
Dude.
hands tied.
Well, Lou Flame
You
says
know?
Halo on the Switch. You imagine they use a Switch 2 announcement and they have Halo there? Ooh.
I could see Matt. Jazz.
Yo, that'd
With
be crazy.
the power of what they say the Switch is going to
Master
be
Chief
between
Collection on
like
the
a
Switch?
like a what does they say? Like kind of like close to a PS4 Pro or Xbox, basically
We
close to
will
a PS4
see.
Pro. I could see Master Chief getting announced on the Switch, and then it'll say, they'll announce it on Nintendo stage, and then it'll just come to PlayStation whenever. And dude, what a mic drop moment for gaming.
Yeah.
I think at this point, as long as they're releasing good software, I'll buy it on PlayStation. I don't have a fight in the space of buying any more hardware. This is my last venture with them. I don't have a series system anymore. I gave that away like years ago. The only thing I have is that Taco Bell's Xbox One X.
Taco Bell.
And I won't get rid of that
Gives you the
because
shits.
you get the shit. So
You
you
get the
might
shits
as well
playing it.
keep it.
But
No,
you're
actually,
right, Frog.
the only reason only reason I kept my Xbox One on One X is because I can play CDs and PlayStation constantly you can.
Damn. But yeah, I'm telling you, it's just I know it reversed some of the topics there, but the fact that the whole exclusives matter. We've been saying this. I have tons of videos about it. Everybody does. They did matter, and that's why I pointed out. When Starfield was exclusive, that's what it should have been. I wasn't complaining. I was like, "Yep, it should be exclusive," and Microsoft should have used it to leverage. And you even see a lot of the people saying like, "Hey, it would have been crazy if Microsoft would have said all these games that they got lined up this year were coming out and they would have been exclusive." Listen, I think that would have been something big. Whoa, okay, Doom, Avowed, it's definitely a lineup of games. If they come out, it's like, oh, okay, that's something that may pique your interest. And it's not going to make you go buy an Xbox probably just yet, but it's a start because it's something they've been promising for a long time and it never came to be. They had a delay and they never had anything to fill in that delay, and it's really been just such a cadence problem and a development problem on their part, and they've just been biding time. And now when they finally hear and they got some sort of roadmap that's coming to reality, we'll see if it comes out, all the stuff, because some of the stuff don't have some dates on it, but has some time on there. They gave some out for the first half at least. We'll see. But this is what they needed to build. I'm going to save. It is getting late, and I'll do the we'll talk about Xbox Anywhere on a Grinds Bite or something. I definitely want to talk about that there. So we'll do that. But I wanted, I don't want to. We're over 3 hours, so let me. And we kind of derailed a little bit in the middle, but we covered a whole bunch of stuff kind of in there. But I want to thank FROGZ. Thanks for coming back on. It was great having you back.
I appreciate it.
On there, and you have anything following or anything, any social stuff going on?
No, every once in a while I'm on Twitter, but not really, man. I've been thinking about getting rid of my Twitter. If it wasn't for some of the people I communicate with, I think I would have got rid of Twitter because I don't really do social media as much.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
I'm on Twitter, and every once in a while I'll laugh at something I see that's hilarious.
That's what I use for jokes.
But mostly for jokes and small conversations. But I can always contact you, so I don't need Twitter. As long as the people I need to contact, I can contact. I don't really need.
I'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I keep Twitter just for clickbaity stuff and this funny stuff at this point. Other than that,
definitely. And before I just right there, I just want to let you know, don't go yet because you guys earned a brand new song, Forza Driving the PlayStation 5. So that will be the end credit song there. So you don't want to leave yet if you want to hear that special song that all the super chats and everything led up to. So we'll release that song at the end. So you want to hear that song there. And shout out to Thrifty for coming on. Thanks again, Thrifty. Tell them where they can find you.
Dude, thanks for letting me crash this. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, thanks for staying the whole time, man. It's crazy. It's a long time.
It has been a long time, but y'all can find me over on my YouTube channel, Thrifty PS Gamer Reviews. I do a podcast every Wednesday night, and we have different guests, kind of just like this. We have different guests. We talk about the gaming topics, talk about Xbox, PlayStation. I usually don't talk about Team Red because I'm afraid of lawsuits. But y'all can find me there. Y'all can also find me on X at ThriftyPSGR. And once again, guys, Jez does the hands down best single person show ever. It is awesome when he has a panel. But guys, if you need like a good laugh or a good anything or good content, the dude doesn't forget a thing. Ask him anything about Xbox. He has a clip. He has a receipt. It's somewhere. I promise you. You will not find a better show. So, Jess, once again, thanks for letting me come on here and do that.
But no, Thrifty's doing great jobs too. I like your short videos that you're doing as well, and he has his show on Wednesdays. Yo, Savage Tower wants to hear. Yo, Savage, get ready, guys. Gambit, thank you so much, and yeah, shout out to Thrifty. Go check him out on Wednesday nights and also on his channel. You can put the link in the chat there. But Grinders, you earned it. You can get your music. It is called Forza going to the PS5, and we're going to hit it away. Enjoy. Good night. Keep it locked here. Hit the notification. Subscribe if you're new. We're already hitting those subscribers. We're on our way to almost 3,100, and we're about, what I just said, it was like 60 members away from the next emoji. That'll be 350 members. So, yo, let's keep going. Thank you so much for everything that you did tonight, and here is a thank you to you. New song, Hit It Away.
Through the desert wild, Forza uses charm beguiled. Steering wheels and pedals hum, on the run to where we come. Shifting gears, rain falls fast. Xbox legends fade at last. Crowds are roaring, tires squeal. PlayStation lands where dreams feel real. Drive for miles, feel the breeze. Console wars bring you to your knees. Flip that switch, hit the gas. Gaining glory, please don't pass. Mountains high and valleys low. Racing hearts and engines glow. Left turn, right turn, loop de loop. Victory just within your group. Midnight plain so vast and wide. Feel the thrill, it's worth the ride. Joystick lights up like the stars. Chasing dreams near and far. Drive for miles, feel the breeze. Console wars bring you to your knees. Flip that switch, hit the gas. Gaining glory, please don't pass. Midnight plain so vast and wide. Feel the thrill, it's worth the ride. Joystick lights up like the stars. Chasing dreams near and far. Drive for miles, feel the breeze. Console wars bring you to your knees. Flip that switch, hit the gas. Gaining glory, please don't pass. Please don't
Woo! There you go, Grinders. Thank you again. Awesome show. Thank you again to everybody. Good night. Hit that like button. Share it out. Keep it locked here at the Gaming Grindhouse. Good night.
25.
It's coming.